Look, 100.
Hello, and welcome back to our 15th session of the Adventures in Excordia campaign. I'm the GM Connor, and playing with us tonight is Cairn, played by Pyro, and Dario, played by Norvin.
Assault is strong.
Morgana, played by Shane.
Glad that Pyro's cut out.
Zonkiri, played by Fergus.
Alright, I get that I need 2 collars, but how many leashes?
The
Oh,
continuation
I'm
of the
not
dog
on.
joke.
I sure wish Silver
Silver,
North
played by
was
Tristan.
not here.
Sorry that I'm not online. Be right there.
And Katira,
GG.
played by Liv.
Also not here.
I don't know how many leashes you would need, but I assume it would be fewer the number of collars.
Welcome back, everyone.
What's
After
the
a
muffin?
2-3 week hiatus, we jump back in where we last left off. You all had finished up all the politics you could stand and had been informed that the evidence that you all had gathered against Arcanist Vicera Adder, the supposed assassin who had attempted to assassinate the governess, Eloise Cromwell, your employer. All the evidence against this Arcanist has mysteriously disappeared in the night, and she was about to be let free. You also identified her as being one of the targets Andariel has for her backstory, one of the individuals she needs dead by any means necessary. Upon hearing that the caster would go free, Andariel proceeded to cast darkness to start off a combat encounter, which eventually spiraled until the doors had been bust down, and now standing in the open is the guard captain, or the surrounding guards, some who went to go retrieve the captain, your party, and Arcanist Vicera Adder. You are currently waiting for the guard captain to appear to delegate what's going to happen after this, we'll call it a kerfuffle, that has just transpired. This is the day after the initial voting session. There's still about 4 hours left for any representatives who wanted to cast their vote last minute to do so. It is between 10 and 11 in the morning, I believe. And that's where we pick up as... Did I have you all on a map? No. I just had you all on the regular Etherfort. No. As we pick up, you all are gathered around, just kind of waiting on a bench with your employer, the governess Eloise Cromwell, sitting not too far off from you all as you sit and await the guard captain to arrive. On the same side of the hallway, but a good 45 feet down, there is the snake that you all are watching. Both groups are guarded by 2 guards each, and these guards are essentially holding their actions to attack should you try any funny business. Let me start. Yep. Oh, 1 second. Just try to have the fan on in the background, and I was worried that was going to be in the entire recording, so I turned it off. All right. Yeah, but sometimes these mics for the OBS recording pick up more than Discord. Even though it's got noise canceling on, you just never know.
Fair enough.
As we pick up, I'll give you all a minute in case player-wise you wanted to recount to each other anything you had plan-wise as you wait for the guard captain to be retrieved.
If I recall, I'm not sure if I went in there yet.
Mm-hmm. You all sitting in the hallway by the door. The door is like it's been broken off its hinges and is leaning up against the door frame pretty much. And you all are sitting on benches that line the hallway, and you're just kind of waiting for now. There's a few large windows and some tapestries and paintings. You're just kind of in a hallway in the castle, quote unquote.
Okay.
So, unless there's anything you all wanted to get into, I'll cut to.
So I believe the people who are going to be upfront talking for this is Andariel and it was Zenkiri, right? Yeah, Zenkiri was shuffling up all Jafar style, getting ready to talk at these guards and the guard captain, I think. I
Yeah,
don't
you
want
had
to be
all-
in the immediate line of sight. I kind of want to be off to the side against the wall.
Karen had offered in previous session to
Er-
cast a zone of truth upon request.
Yes.
That and you had been told more or less that wouldn't really hold up in court to
Yeah, 'cause
magically
I'm
compel someone into truth, but you nonetheless offered it.
I'm not
for
necessarily
interrogation
compelling them to
purposes.
tell the truth, but I can see why there'd be bias if I was present.
Yeah.
Because, affiliated. Alright.
Yeah. So, you all see approaching a highly decorated guard, which you identify to be the guard captain approaching. Helmet attached to the hip. You see like a sash of medals across the colors of Etherfort. Approaching with he looks largely dressed in ceremonial gear, as you would imagine upper management would. As he approaches, you see he goes over and stops at the Arcanist Vicera Adder first, as she's closer down. He approaches from the end of the hallway that's closer to her, stops and begins speaking to her in a hushed tone. And after about 2 minutes, he kind of shifts his weight and starts heading towards you all. He saddles up dead center in front of each of you and it's come to my attention there's been some sort of combat as it transpired inside these halls, and I've come to find out what has gone down under my watch. And he looks at each of you. I'm sorry to impose on your traveling plans, Governess, but you will need to stay put with these individuals till I get to the bottom of whatever has happened. He then turns to address your group. I am the guard captain here of Etherfort. His name, typing out. I've learned. He doesn't have a character thing, so if you're just note-wise. Captain. Guard Captain Evan Timbersworth appears to be a pale human. Appears to have a darker ginger-esque facial hair and hair. Looks at each of you all and who would be the first one to try and offer the narrative of what's happened?
Who's the first one?
Who's the first person to pop up and say, "Here's how it happened"?
I wasn't there entirely for it, so Karen wouldn't.
Probably some Kiri.
Yes, establish the narrative, Jafar.
So as he he approaches you all and begins to ask, basically just tell me your version of what's happened, and you can guess that that's what he was doing to Snake Lady earlier.
Well, you see, good Captain Timbersworth. My associates and I were on our way to acquire our associate Andariel, who was standing guard over the assassin who tried to kill our employer on the way here, as well as is most likely responsible for the break-in at your vault, where the evidence against her was being stored. On our way here, we got a message from our associate and arrived as quick as possible. When we got here, we found that the door was jammed or locked of some sort, and by the time we opened it, we saw... What was her name again, Connor?
The
Sarah.
Vicera Adder.
We saw Miss Adder unleash a Kiori spirit that she had been housing, and it attempted to possess Andariel. shortly before attacking. Such an assault against us is only further evident of the fact that she is very much trying to make attempts on the life of Lady Moonwatch, as well as any associated with her.
So, as you were speaking, I rolled a quick check to a nature check to identify if he knew what a Kiori was, and I rolled a natural 20 for him. So, as you mentioned that you saw a Kiori spirit summoned, you see he kind of... The particularly insightful members of your group notice there's a slight raise of the eyebrow and a squinting as he responds with a There seems to be an influx of Kiori activity as of late. It would add some more evidence to this phenomenon. He just kind of murmuring to himself more than explaining it to you all. And do you all agree with this recollection of events? Which one of you is the Andaro of which he spoke?
That would be me.
Can you give me your recounting of what happened inside the room? I was told you stayed overnight with the prisoner.
Yes, to ensure she didn't escape. Because you guys are apparently terrible at your job.
He blinks. Excuse me?
The evidence we collected for her trial disappeared.
And are you trying to insinuate something, or?
That you guys can't do your job and you lost important evidence, yes. I don't think I need to insinuate that. I can just plainly say it.
He pauses for a moment to think. Very well. If you all will follow me, I'd like to... I believe the word Connor is struggling in the word. I think it's called cross-examination. It's been a minute since I looked at court things.
Interrogation, cross-examination is usually in court specifically.
Bring you all together to compare your stories and try and hear somebody go, actually, that didn't happen, this happened. Interrogation's as close as we're going to get. Either way. He brings you all
Getting
to...
their statements. Getting witness statements.
He brings you all... Or, he calls over Vicera Adder, the bench across the way from you all. So you all are now sitting opposite each other on about a 15, 16-foot wide hallway, wall to wall. And you all are just kind of staring at each other as he's beginning his questioning. You see he begins to look over you all. And I was told there was someone who was in capabilities of truth divining magics.
Maybe.
I normally would not suggest one of the accused casting magic to help with it, but given your company, kind of looks over and gestures towards your boss, I can make an exception should she vouch for your character.
I can modify the spell to where it reacts to myth truths, so I may not be used as a conduit.
That would be acceptable. I would like any who would offer testimony on what happened to step forward into this zone that is about to be prepared, excluding, of course, the spellcaster. Actually, wait, no, including the spellcaster.
Yup.
So that you can say, you can't lie to say if somebody's affected. There we go. Even though there will be a visual effect. Still, once you
I
have the
will
truth.
point out, Connor, or to the captain, that I have essentially 30 minutes of this.
Okay.
I burned to a couple of spells last time.
The guard captain...
Uh,
Oh, go ahead.
Zunkari will step forward to give testimony.
Anyone else?
I do not know enough of what happened to provide a complete image.
I'm in the same boat as her.
If you wish to offer any at all, I need you to step forward now.
Andura will get up and step forward.
If Karen's allowed to, he'll try something. Yeah, he saw some of it, right?
Because you're casting a spell, he's asking you just to kind of sit there. You're the court reporter,
Okay.
more or less.
Oh God, where's my typewriter? I'm gonna make it loud.
So, with Zankiri and Andariel stepping forward and the rest of you all waiting, the guard captain continues. After this hearing, I will make a judgment on who holds the guilt for what's transpired here, and if any special conditions need to be put in place for either party. Looks over left and right at each of you all, and the accused. It was Cairn, correct?
Yes.
If you would, please go ahead and begin the spell.
Cairn takes his thumb and kind of just presses it on his tusk until there's a bead of blood. Then he will go over and essentially plant it like a little seed, and then a little mote of a blood red tree pops out of the floor. There you go.
And as he's casting it, he beckons forth everyone, you two, and the
Alright, that's my
warlock
last second level slot.
into the circle for its casting. As it spurts up, is anyone resisting the effect? You're specifically told not to, but
I am not.
okay.
No.
You all step in and
Vicera would enter the field just to answer any questions, but she's not gonna provide.
I will say, anyone who does not step forward is not allowed to give in any information as per the guard's rules.
Yep. She does step forward, but she's leaving the main thing. She can just answer.
Gotcha.
I believe the are the two guards who are at the cell the entire time coming in there.
Yeah, they're kind of standing by as they were either on either side of the guard captain. Now, just kind of there.
I situated where pretty much everyone, including those two, are
we'll say for purposes, I'm not gonna really worry about distance. Everyone's in the aura, more or less. No matter how you could fold the people and whatnot, everybody's affected.
One's
so-
a halfling.
They're two halflings. They stand on each other's shoulders. He looks around at you. He's going to ask each of the people to recount again what they saw. I don't think anybody lied or exaggerated what they saw, so I don't think there'd be any issue in Zone of Truth. He does so just as the first step of trying to catch somebody in a lie. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that either
changes their story is what he's going for.
Yeah.
Now that they're in front of everyone and now they're hearing things, what's shifted, etc.
Yep.
But given from what you all said, I don't think anybody is going to have their story changed, correct?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
That's what I figured. So, he looks at you all, and let me pull up the questions. He'll look at the two of you first. He's going to question your party first, then her. Question number 1 for anyone in the circle. Did Adder attempt to harm you unprovoked?
Yes.
Can you explain more on why you believe it was unprovoked?
Because I did nothing to her.
Technically true. Yep. All right. It looks at you, Zonkeri. None of you were affected during this encounter.
I do not believe so, though the Kiori appeared to attempt to possess my associate here. She was able to successfully fight off its influence. The rest of us managed to deal with it before any grievous injuries were sustained.
He looks over at Adder. Is it true that you summoned a Kiori spirit in an attempt to possess the individual who was in the cage with you? To which she responds, I only did so because I feared for my life, as she had cast darkness upon entering the room. I think I am justified in trying to defend myself while I was chained up. Were you gonna say something or just clearing your throat?
Just clearing my throat.
Okay.
A rebuttal, if I will.
Go ahead.
Several spells throughout her internment in that room had been cast inside of it, including things such as Zone of Truth, Darkness, and other non-adverse spells, those of which cause no injury or otherwise lasting or temporary damage to her, her person, her things, or any such grievances. To say that this one spell triggered her thoughts of self-defense do not correlate with the fact that several similar spells had been cast before, and it was only now that she decided to assault one of us.
Do you have any theory as to why the difference was? What caused the difference in reaction?
I was in there alone.
Were you not alone the last times you cast these spells?
No, there were multiple of us in the room. I can't cast half of the spells he just listed.
Nods.
There is also the matter that, according to what Miss
Adder.
name
Adder.
Adder. According to what Miss Adder stated to us, she had no knowledge of the disappearance of the evidence against her in her previous assassination attempt. It's entirely possible that within her stated knowledge that she believed that this was her last opportunity to escape before we took her back to Moonwatch, explaining why it is that this was the opportunity she decided to take.
Do you believe that she somehow had knowledge that the evidence had disappeared without anyone telling her?
She claims to have no knowledge of it, which only reinforces the idea that that was why she was trying to assault Andaria. She believed that this was her best opportunity to escape.
Stops and turns to her. Miss Adder, were you aware that the evidence against you had disappeared before the encounter with Miss Andariel? The snake sits there quiet for a moment, clearly trying to string together a connection of words that's technically truthful but still misleading enough to put her in a good position. And after about 15 seconds of watching her try and find words, the guard captain speaks up and goes, "Never mind, I've got the answer I need." Still, knowing the evidence is gone isn't all incriminating. It's quite certainly not a good look, but I want to make sure I have a good view on the whole situation. Do you have it on any good authority of anyone who saw the evidence before it went missing that it was in fact belonging to Miss Vicera Adder, and would be willing to testify in front of the Lord and Lady of Moonwatch, or of Etherfort, that they saw it truthfully?
Me?
I'm afraid I'll need someone with a bit more
Hold
resolute
on,
character.
I'm looking for the whore's name.
Jinleia. Madame Jinleia is the representative from Crowport, and also the one who helped you pickpocket the item.
Yes.
Her.
Matt, I remember character traits. I do not remember names.
You're good. I just love that the stand-up feature of her was the whore.
You literally made her a madam.
Yeah, I did.
You had her have an orgy the night before.
I did. I just find it as a giggle. Don't mind me. I'm just 10.
The Madam of Crowford, Lady Jill. The Madam of Crowford. The representative can attest that the evidence was collected directly from Miss Adder, as it was her who managed to remove the... What was it? Was a bracelet?
You all had a metal disc on you that you found in the remnants of the fire salamander.
Yeah.
And you had found on her that talisman with the pentagram and the 5 gems that had the same magical fingerprint on it, that you could show that you had the assassination disc and this thing. And then I believe you showed it to the governess and said, "Hey, look." And just with a simple detect magic, you saw, oh, these are the same thing.
Yeah. After acquiring the medallion from Miss Adder, we were able to confirm that the enchantment from her medallion was the same as the binding disc from the elemental assassin that was sent after Lady Moonwatch earlier. Lady Gilea can attest to where the medallion came from.
He nods. And still under zone of truth, seeing that there is no response to trigger a lie yet. He nods. Once again asks the snake, "Do you have any explanation as to why the magical signature on this item signature to you matched that of a binding talisman for the assassination of Lady Crowford?" Or, fuck, you've got me thrown off. Of the governess? And again, you see her kind of writhe for a moment. "I never noticed any fingerprint similarities between them. And again, kind of catching her tongue, trying to work her way around certain words and phrases that would trigger a lie. All the while, the guard captain is watching very plainly that she's struggling to put together her words, which, again, puts another demerit on her story. And after she finally pushes through her very odd use of worming her words through to make it sound like she never technically looked at the magical signature of these 2 items when the party had them, he kind of just dismisses what she just said and moves on. "I think I have my decision, but I have a final question for each of you. Do you have any idea where the evidence might have gone once it was removed from lockup?"
None.
My only guess would be with Miss Adder's associates, whomever they may be.
Also, warlocks can recreate their focuses after about an hour of concentration. She'll hold up her book. I could do the same with this.
It is... I'll give you a reminder. She was wearing her Pact of the Talisman necklace. She had some other thing in her pocket that also looked like a necklace. There's something different than what she's wearing. She's not wearing it currently. The necklace that she did have was... I'm trying to say, it wasn't her Pact Talisman that was taken away. It was something else tied to her magic. But yes. Do you see that at the at this question. Her eyes kind of widen a little bit as he turns and says, "Yes or no? Do you have any inclination of where the evidence might be?"
Or whom may have it.
Yes. Where it is or who may have it. Biting her tongue, she goes, "I..." And as she starts to try and put out a sentence, puts his finger up. "Yes or no?" "No." And you see in the middle, the little tree sprout that Karen had put up begins to singe at the tops and smoke like a cigarette butt, indicating a lie. Looks down at it, looks back at her. After a second, the flame goes out, the singeing. Does the evidence still exist in a tangible form, or has it been destroyed? Once again, interrogating her now, not even turning back to question you all. She responds, "As far as I'm aware, you could recover the evidence that went missing." He stops and looks at her. You can dismiss the spell or let it run out whenever." You see he reaches over and takes a pair of shackles off a guard and begins to cuff her. All the while you hear her starting to cry out that this is unfair, that clearly it's biased by that you let one of them do their spell, and just trying to pull off any excuse that you watch as none of them stick. She quickly pivots and tries to come up with a new one. If it's not the spellcaster, it's circumstantial evidence. If it's not that, it's... Yeah, you just don't understand what I said. If it's not that, it's just... On and on and on. You hear the echo of her being taken down the hall to a specific cell.
Does she try to blame it on the Kiori at one point?
Probably. Just... I have no idea where the Kiori came from. It's not mine. Just... It's my friend's. Just...
These aren't my pants.
Yeah. Just on and on and on. You hear her continuing to call out until you hear the slamming of a large iron door. And returning is the guard captain to inform you all that
disgraceful behavior.
After his interrogation here, he needs the approval of the Lord and Lady of Etherfort, but even without evidence, he plans to try her for the assassination, have her executed as soon as possible. She's currently held in an arcane cell that essentially is just anti-magic zone inside of it. And that as soon as he can get to the Lord and Lady and get their approval, she will be brought to the block, essentially, and be executed with little delay. He does apologize to the Lady of Moonwatch that she won't be able to have custody of the prisoner for jurisdiction reasons, that if she was originally guilty, they would have gone back to Moonwatch, but because this is special circumstances, Etherfort's taking her. The governess doesn't really mind as long as she dies, doesn't really care, but the guard captain thanks you all for your honesty and your testimonies, and asks that you all at least wait a few hours to head out of town, so that he has the chance to come and give a report on the status of things before you all leave. At least to the governess, and to you all who were attacked by this person. He does ask that nobody go and attempt to speak to her in the interim, and that she'll be kept in what is essentially solitary confinement until it's time for her to be executed, while still being under watch of the guards.
Of course.
If you would not find it abrasive, Captain Timbersworth, might I suggest that whomever it is you have guard her, in light of recent events, be only those from whom you and Lord and Lady Aberford would trust thine lives with.
I can see to it that trustworthy guards remain at the door. I'll also be launching an investigation to see if that evidence has been dumped nearby. None of you who saw it would happen to have locate object prepared, would you?
I am not a cat.
Oh,
I do not have that spell.
I do not have the spell prepared.
I don't have it.
Not a spell I know.
Very well.
Give me a day?
We are incompatible.
Very well.
Yeah.
I will get back to you later today on the status of this. Till then, I ask that you stay in town and nearby to make it easier to get in touch with you.
Very well.
He nods and walks off back down the hall to go draft up his letter of request to execute, as well as, the other parts of this case. And you all are standing there in the hallway, and your boss stands up. Well, that was interesting. Kind of looking at you all and unsure. Unsure is the wrong word. Still a little bit confused on what happened. Because I don't think she was ever fully clued into everything you all know. So I think she's still got a few holes in her story she hasn't quite pieced together.
You'll have to forgive the confusion, Lady Moonwatch. When we learned that Miss Adder was going to be released pending the theft of the evidence, there was not much time to coordinate between all the parties available. We had to be rather quick on our feet about the situation, lest she abscond, dodging the... question, do they use nooses or axes here?
Axes. You heard that she was going to be taken to the block.
Cool. Lest she abscond and dodge the executioner's blade. It would appear that Andariel... Provoked is not the right word. Perhaps the right word is liberated a roundabout confession. By revealing the Curie, we were able to pin her on a separate charge, one which it was immaterial to the actual assassination attempt. Though she will not be executed for your assassination, we believed that this would be an appropriate way of reassuring that no more assassination attempts from this would-be murderer fall upon your head.
I appreciate the effort to go and do that. I obviously didn't see what all you had gotten into, but you've traveled with me long enough for me to trust your word insofar this much.
Not only that, but I believe if you ponder the situation for a moment, you realize that not only are you rendered safe by this series of events, but the Aberforts, as well as the city itself, the guard captain, Miss Adder was a guard of Commander Lars.
Yep.
By involving them directly in her trial and execution, regardless of whether or not they are conscious of it, it is sending a message to your political opponents that Aetherford stands with Moonwatch. I believe this would be quite politically advantageous. After all, one cannot accuse Moonwatch of conspiracy in this matter without also accusing Aether.
It does put us in a good light for future discussions. It's a bit awful to say I wish it happened a day earlier so I could have brought it up in the initial debates to pin some things on Freywick. They had some interesting thoughts on my proposals that I could have used some leverage on, but nonetheless, ammunition is ammunition. He gives a little smile. But I do have an initial payout for your jobs that I think is due. So previously, you all had been told you had. I keep getting this number wrong and I keep losing the paper. Hang on, no, I think I took a picture of it last time I saw it because I knew this kept happening. Give me 1 second to double check that. And 5-head moment. I think I deleted the picture. Wow. Ooh.
We were offered between 500 and 2,000 gold for the protection job. Everybody had a base rate, and then certain people had a number of raises given to them.
I think I only got like one moderate. And I know Zenkiri
I
fucking
didn't mention
skyrocketed.
every time. I know Zonkiri was at the top. Oh god, it was at 1,300.
I think I was third, and I think Andariel or Katira
Andariel's
was
last, period.
Oh fuck, right. It was one of the little shitters.
So
she's going to pay out half while you're in Etherport in case there's anything specifically here you wanted to buy.
We don't know how much we're getting paid.
Yes, I know. So give me a moment as I'm digging in my brain to remember what everybody had. So I'm curious.
Let me check my notes. I'm pretty sure I put it in mine.
Possibly
Helps if I
stay
spell
in
world, right?
Or in the Discord, maybe?
No, hang on. 1 second.
Deep Karen stuff.
Honestly, if you all like, I think it's in one of these boxes. You'll give me like 5 minutes.
No. I want you to go through each and every video we've had like the last few weeks.
No, give me like 5 minutes, and I'll either have it.
Connor, it was 800 at first, and then whatever modifications she put on.
Okay, I still will need to look for it because it went up and down on different times. If you give me about 5 minutes, I'll either find it or I'll come up with new totals of about rankings, leaning more towards the upper side. So
base rate 1,300 has 3 raises.
I'm pretty sure that's just for him, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Duriel was offered 800 plus raises and deductions.
We were all offered a different base rate.
I think I got it off being a healer or some kind. Like I want to say 1,100, but
I think I know where it is. 5 minutes. I'll be right back. I could not find the sheet, so I am.
Well, come up with it offhand.
I am.
Hey, me.
I permanently am.
I have to ask, did you pause during that entire stint, or?
I did.
Okay. Moog is a bitch.
And then we'll do 750 for there, and alright. I've decided to make it simple. I'm starting everyone out at 800, and there's a few people who I specifically remember were really good, i.e. Zonkiri, and I think Cairn and Katira were the three who were at the top of really doing a lot to impress her. And those people are getting the extra 150. So, everybody take 800 gold except for Zonkiri, Katira, and Cairn. Those people take 950.
Sick.
950. Oh yeah.
This is counting as a forward payment on your job that she's giving you since you're in the metropolitan center of the continent. In case there's anything you wanted to buy or whatnot. You all are then.
So how much are we getting?
You get 800 gold as a first payoff of your job.
Oh, cool.
I believe I had also said there was a bonus for helping at the ceremonies, which I had not factored in yet. But I know specifically what that's going to be, and that'll be in Moonwatch. And I feel like holding on to that bonus. I just want to let you all know that it's coming.
Statue in my honor.
Gold plate, but we'll get there.
Gold-plated tusk, baby.
Actually, I should probably
Really?
tell you like 1 or 2 days into the trip. But, yep. So, you all have about... The governess couldn't leave for the next 4 hours because she's waiting for everyone to get their votes in so she can immediately hear the results of the thing she's campaigned for. You all have been asked to stay around. I say you have like 4.5, maybe 5 hours stuck in Ether Fort that you have to kill time for.
All right.
I know there were some players who had some things they wanted to do just kind of off screen or whatever. We're going to skip through this 5 hours unless anybody says there's anything they wanted to do.
I would like to walk alone through every dark alley in the city.
Oh, cool. So you guys get a horse head and or an orc head, I should say. Just six you in a box.
Narf.
Spoiler alert, it was Morgana.
I don't hear anybody jumping out for anything, so I think I'm going to jump ahead.
I'm good.
Hold on, I'm scrolling up to look at the list.
Yes.
Of the magic items list.
Yes.
Given the wizard money, of course he needs it.
I'm thinking of buying a musket.
Ooh, a gun?
Or is there any other firearms out there?
I'll have to check the list. Hang on, I wonder if with all the books I have.
Since we're in a really big, very very wealthy city, Connor, there's been tales heard of an item that might have been made by someone far away and might have circulated here now. It's like a gauntlet with like a little explosive device attached to it. I think it's called what's it called?
I did a mention of
Blaster.
the items.
Blaster. No.
No. I did a mention in chat. If you just click on that original message, it'll take you up to the image and whatnot.
Come on.
Found it.
Just carrying an explosive punches.
I would like to purchase the scroll of magic circle.
Ah, shit. Here we go.
Scroll of magic circle, 440 gold pieces.
Cool.
You make your way into the Titan's Footprint Market and find a scroll vendor. Just in case you were curious about that one legendary, it is like a proper building, and it is... Because I'm sure you'd just be curious to walk into the arcane shop. It is very well guarded, and you have a feeling that there may be a few...
They've got like a pair of iron golems standing nearby. You can feel the anti-teleportation magic in the area.
Yeah, exactly what that's the words I was looking for. I was trying to say you can feel like there's a lot of little trinkets looking at you as you're moving.
Hold on. Might I make a suggestion? There's a Canoloth sitting nearby.
A Canoloth being...
basically a giant dog that you took the head off of and replaced with a sandworm's head. And it has an innate ability that just... I think it's called Dimensional Shackles. Nothing in it can teleport, and its whole point is that it can, like, throw out its tongue to capture people and, like, prevent them from teleporting away. It's basically just, like, a predatory Yugoloth that is used to hunt down and stop people from, like, escaping.
We'll go with it. There's some retired archmage, and he's got his pet Fluffy standing nearby.
Oh, no, it's not a... I know I made the comparison to a dog, but it's an actual, like, intelligent fiend. They're mercenaries.
Is he
I was looking at an image. I was just assuming, but I want to go with a... because I really want the dog thing, I'm just gonna say that this one was feeble-minded or something, or otherwise bound to service, and just kind of acts like a dog.
Planar binding.
Yeah. He's bound to his service, and it just acts like a dog as per the guy's request. But it is actually fully intelligent.
Like a kinky one?
No. Just like... Didn't like... Just felt like, you know what? You look like a Fluffy. and then said,
Hey, how's it going, Fluffy? Hey, how's it going,
Damn.
build it?
I don't know why these images sometimes don't work.
I think it only works on JPEGs.
Chris.
Yeah.
Uh,
Unos.
Oh,
Thank you.
X.
Nope. Oh well. Fuck it. I was gonna try and post an image of it.
I posted it in Discord.
Yeah, I was gonna try and put it in the Roll20 chat, but fuck it. Oh wait, I'm dumb. I think I might have the books that it's in, because I saw there was a... Yep, I do. Here we go. I saw the 5e one, and I was like, I wonder if I have that. Turns out, sure enough. You went and got your thing of... your scroll of magic circle.
Mm-hmm.
did not know that. Holy shit.
I think normally scrolls you have to designate like what it is when you make the scroll, but I'm not fucking with that. It's just raw magic circle that you designate the creature when you cast it.
I know.
What?
Isn't it true that on... I thought it was... Maybe I'm just confused on something. On magic
You're-
scrolls, don't you have to like if it's
You ca-
protection from energy, don't you have to pick which one it is when you make the scroll? Or
No.
stuff like that? No? Okay.
Depends on the scroll.
Okay.
There are things known as scrolls of protection that are not they're technically spell scrolls, but they're not. They're not. There's not an actual spell.
I think
Of
that's
course
what was
Like,
throwing me.
like an effect saved in it.
Yeah.
I think that's what was throwing me. So yeah. Forget I said anything at all. I just looked dumb. We'll edit it out in post.
But Magic Circle doesn't have any choices with it, so.
I thought you choose which types of creatures can and can't pass through Magic Circle.
Oh, that's what you were talking. Okay, no, that's not what I thought you were talking about. Never mind.
Okay. All this to say that I needlessly said you get to pick whichever. You just get it like it's a regular scroll. Is what I was
I
getting.
mean, I'm copying it, so.
Oh. I'll shut up now. Is there anything else anyone wanted to do before I dig myself any deeper?
Blame it on the Wi-Fi.
Yes.
I would like to take your shovel and gently pat you on top of the head.
Ding,
Do
ding.
it harder.
Well, then put some dirt on there. It'll be less spawn.
I'm gonna put you-
Morgana. Great weapon
Oh
master.
no,
Boink.
Don't allow me.
the universe cracks. Anyway, I think there was a certain character who wanted to go by a library. Is it something you still
There's
want
the
to do?
audience.
Talking
There's
to me.
the audience.
Yes.
I already did that.
Did you?
Yeah. Like last night. That's what he
Damn.
was doing.
Damn DM.
I guess it's time to hang up the cloak, guys. It's time to take off.
All right, I'll be
time to take
I'll
off
be
the
taking
DM
over the
costume.
Saturday.
I've
I
been-
will be taking over
This
the
whole time I've
Saturday.
been wearing the OG like dungeon master outfit, like the red cloak and the balding in the middle white wig. I'm taking them all off now, hanging them up. There's just no recovery for me anymore.
Put your Matthew Mercer grade vest on the wall on your way out, sir.
The power.
Take those wristbands off, son.
I'm sorry, but
All right, I'll be stealing the Saturday slot. Hello, welcome to Second Forge Fire.
I'm sorry, sir, but I'm gonna need you to start growing your hair again.
No.
Ah!
Forge refired. Anyway. Man, that would have been a good campaign 2 title. No, it wouldn't. Anyways.
By you.
No, dude.
Morgana wants to talk to Silver.
Back
Go
to
ahead.
Call it chaos ass. Anyway,
Silver. We are slightly acquainted with the Artificers Guild. We heard that you're looking for more firearms. Would that be of interest?
Well, actually, that might be of interest. I wonder what kind of firearms those artificers have created. I was also going to ask if you wanted your weapon a little stronger. I could help with that if you like.
Anything to improve our armaments would be satisfactory.
What is your weapon? Just to say.
You'll pull the longsword, or the +1 longsword, out of her little
Oh,
white hoodie suit,
it's already
and then
she already
pull
have
her.
a +1.
Yeah, she has the longsword, but she likes her maul more. So she'll pull her maul off of her back and have the longsword. These are our current weapons. We have
I'll
a sickle that
I'll
is not meant for battle.
I'll upgrade your mall then. If you allow me to hold it for the night.
We have no quarrels with that, and she will hold it out to you.
I'll hold on to it until later for my infusions.
Nice.
Would you like to visit the Artificers Guild?
Yes. If you know where it is, I'll follow you. Yeah.
And taking a trip to the
Oh
Artificers
wow, it's right by my inn. How could I have not seen it?
Guild. Sometimes you just laser focus on something, you know? Like sleep.
So you all make your way over to the Artificers Guild again. Now no longer bound by distance like the first time you got here. I'm assuming you all go in to. Let me rephrase.
Anyone else?
What are you
follow.
going in for?
Yeah.
Pretty sure Silver wants to see what kind of firearms they build.
And if any of them are for sale.
Or perhaps if they don't have them directly for sale at the guild, Mogana would ask them if they have stalls set up at the market.
Yeah.
So you walk in. They do have the normal ones are going to be the ones you find in the market. The things done here are stuff that are kind of in R&D, and they'll sell them to you, but they might have some weird, we'll call them quirks. The first one you see there appears to be a rifle. It's got a long, sleek black body, dark wood stock. It has this large red gem set basically where the oh god, what's the chamber called? The mechanism where the bullet's put.
The barrel?
Oh god, I'm blanking. Not the barrel. Where you would load the bullet in like a bolt action.
It's a chamber.
That's the word I was looking
Chamber.
for. Thank you. Oh god.
Didn't you say that?
Fine.
You
fine.
literally said where the chamber is, but what is it called? I don't know. And it's like,
Are you
you
okay,
literally
Connor?
just
What
said it.
chamber?
The
You
3
okay,
weeks has been a
buddy?
lot, guys.
I can tell.
Where the chamber is instead of yes.
You good, kiddo?
Take a deep breath. Everybody else, shut up.
Where the chamber is, there appears to be a deep red crystal instead of where you would load ammunition. When you ask what it is, it appears to be an attempt to add a spell effect onto a gun. You look on the end, and the barrel towards the end splits threefold. It starts as a single tube that extends out for about 8 inches, and then begins to gradually fork into a sort of triangle shape, where it then has 3 barrels, each distinct when you looking down the end. It is basically a rifle of Scorching Ray. You can fire on it normally, and once per long rest, you can fire Scorching Ray as an action. It has some quirks that I won't reveal necessarily until you identify it, but that's the first one you see, as far as specialty goes. You said you were looking for a musket, right?
Or a rifle, if any. I don't know what firearms you would is in yours. I don't know if it's like, are you in the modern era with revolvers and rifles like that, hunting rifles and like that, or are you in Renaissance with pistols and muskets?
I see. I mostly have been going off the critical role firearms. With the misfire scores and such, I really enjoyed. and I cannot for the life of me find where that list is. I know there's one on Wikidata
Yeah,
that is like the
the-
DMG items. That's not what I was looking for.
There's one on
Yeah,
Wikidot
they
for
updated the ones in
I'll send
Wikidot,
you.
so
I'll
they
send
don't
you the
have
one
any
in Wikidot.
misfires.
I'll send you the misfire one in Wikidot.
Oh, yes, please. Because I've been looking for it and I can't see it.
Will do. Give me about 5 seconds.
Okay.
4, 3, 2, 1. Fuck! I hit Shift and Enter. Son of a bitch.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Oh, it's under the... I see.
Yep, it's under the gunslinger.
I gotcha. Yeah, so this,
Oh,
was,
it's under
this is what I was
gunslinger.
looking for. Cool. So you were looking for a musket. D12 piercing, two-handed, reload one. Yes, there we go. It is 300 gold pieces for one. Markup is about 10% here, so it will run you 330 on the market. Ammunition, 5 gold pieces for 20. You can follow the link and see everything it's talking about.
Yeah.
So you can find those. They're not everywhere, but they're present enough for you to find what you're looking for on the market, especially in a city like this. There is a lot of talk and buzz about the new weapons that were revealed by Fane Industries. If you will recall, there was a sword that essentially they put some sort of gem into, and they could give it like a smite, just preloaded into a weapon. There's a lot of murmurings around town about possible uses for that on firearms and stuff. Even though the firearms showcase did misfire with a natural 1 and blow up right in the guy's face, there's still a lot of demand for like that did look kind of cool, even if it did blow up on that
What?
one guy.
What was that weapon? I remember here.
He pulled out a revolver
seeing
and
it.
tried to be flashy, and he just fanned the hammer. And
Ah,
I rolled the misfires, and I rolled a natural 1 for one of them, and did not go well. And it was like the last one too, just poof, then all blasted back fire on him. But you do hear a lot of
Right.
those murmurations. It just people trying to see when they can get their hands on it. It seems that word is spread fairly quickly.
okay.
So, were you wanting to ask about buying one of the Artificers pet projects, or did you want just a regular one?
Just a question. I don't know, would my infusions actually work on those pet projects?
They would be considered magical items already, so I don't think the infusions would work.
Yeah, I'll probably just go get myself a normal musket then.
Gotcha. And as far as Norvin, who said he's going to look for a Pearl of Power, I sent a list of the scrolls. I don't think I ever sent one of the actual proper magic items. No. Give me an investigation check to go and try and hunt down.
Can I? If Andara was going to walk off, I was going to offer to go with her because, one, buddy system. Two, Pearl of Power sounds nice if they got multiple.
Sure.
Alright.
You give me advantage
I will assist. Yes.
and guidance.
Guidance, smack.
And a warm cookie. And with the d4.
You just.
So the 24, you eventually come upon a magic store, and you begin to browse around. They seem to have some fairly high-end things, but you find that what had been knocked off a display stand and what would normally be missed by people who weren't hunting really hard. You pick up a small, what almost looks like a ring box, and open it up to see a small pearl with little inscriptions and runes on it that faintly glows. That is labeled as a Pearl of Power.
She will take it to the counter and ask how much.
Pearl of Power is an uncommon magic item, I believe. So
Yes. Yes.
she'll ask for about 550.
Okay, I'll pay it.
Cool.
Does she have multiple, or is that the only one in stock?
She looked most to clear it out. You found it with a 24. Somebody had knocked one off and had fallen behind another box.
Okay.
If you want, you can give me an investigation with disadvantage to hunt another one throughout the city.
Okay.
Or
I will attempt.
Straight if Andariel's helping you.
Oh no! I bash Endar on the back of the head. Take it. Investigation.
Yep.
Click.
Fuck you.
Damn it!
Oh,
You
wait,
said
no, disadvantage, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, motherfucker.
I would have actually. Andario would help with looking for one for him as well, too.
Well,
I did roll first, so.
and I did ask, and he said no, so I was going off that he was doing it by himself.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, Karen, as you're hunting, it does not bring out any fruits.
Okay. That's fine.
So, is there anything else anybody wanted to have done?
Let's see. Let me look at my equipment. See if there's anything I want up there. Yeah. Do they have anything that would boost my casting of any sort?
You can check around the temples. Give me an investigation check. Just straight, not disadvantage or advantage. You can guide yourself. Alright. 17. Okay, I think you'd find an Amulet of the Devout +1. Running you about 550, the same as an uncommon magic item. You should be able to just type in Amulet of the Devout into the compendium and drag and drop.
No,
Let's see
because it's from Tasha's.
He has.
Yeah, I have Tasha's.
Oh, you have Tasha's?
Yeah.
Let me see what it does.
So requires attunement by cleric or paladin. Bears a symbol of a
Okay.
deity inlaid. +1 to stuff. And the fancy thing is you get to refresh your channel divinity once for long rest.
Okay.
Per day.
I assume it's an action.
You can see it on the item. You basically, once you've expended your channel divinity, and you can use.
Oh, okay. So I
or-
use the divinity. It just doesn't.
Or
do
rather,
it.
it says when you use your channel divinity feature, you can choose not to expend it once by the
Gotcha.
amulet.
All right. Yep. I'll take that.
6 in one, half dozen in the other. Gives you an extra channel divinity some way or another. Yes, I said it correctly. Because I hate it when people say,
Yes,
well,
you did,
6
I
and
know.
1, half dozen in the others. No.
You're the only person outside of my family that I ever really hear say that.
Yeah. Anyway, is there any other magic items then anyone's hunting for?
Hmm.
If
Oh.
not,
Should I look for bracers of defense?
it'll be an investigation check, and I'll say Andariel and Karen tied up in their searches.
Fair enough.
I'd even say probably that Zonkiri's off doing scroll shopping.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
Freaking
by the way,
enough to-
that is absolutely in that stupor I put in chat. Like, he's like,
Oh, absolutely.
all his hair is matted down from sweat.
Michelangelo,
His
stop it!
pupils are like starting to split and shift back and forth.
Ugh.
Does not look like he's in a good way, but every time you ask him, "You good?" he goes, "Yeah, I'll be fine."
Yeah. I'll try it. Why not? Ooh, yeah. No, I don't find anything. Fair enough.
Somebody tries to sell you somebody tries to upsell you because they don't quite understand what you're saying in common when you say bracers of defense. They're trying to sell you these fancy sterling silver bracelets that are just jewelry.
No, this is not what I am asking.
Bracers and defense. You want?
No,
Are you sure?
I am certain.
Fine. This kobold takes and puts it back. If you change your mind, come back.
Very well.
And like no more than 30 seconds after you step away, another person walks by and goes, "Hello! Can I offer you some bracers?" Just very.
It's just the opening scene to Aladdin.
She's like, if they don't know what bracers are, I'm not gonna be able to help with that.
You just kind of step away from the kobold, who's very vehement in moving this merchandise. So, I think that's everyone who's looked for a thing they're looking for.
Ivana would like to talk to Silver on our way back to from the Artificers Guild,
Go ahead.
if you don't mind. Silver, we noticed that you are an artificer. You prefer to build things and work with science. We would like to ask, if it is not too much trouble, what entices you to do so?
What entices me?
She nods.
What do you mean by enticing? I'm just curious on your definition of it.
We are wondering what inspires you to pursue upgrades in technology and learning.
My aunt. While my mother worked most of the time on the inn, my aunt had a lot of spare time, and she would always make some fun trinkets for me. Little mechanical automatons to play with me while she fixes ship engines and all that. I guess I just gained a fancy for it.
We see. Does it bring you joy to create things?
In a sense, yeah. It's a complicated feeling, like I'm actually doing something, and I kind of get inspired by how my aunt has been to do that, to craft like her.
Morgana will nod. Thank you.
And then, I'm assuming that was the end of the conversation.
Yeah.
Hard for me to tell sometimes with Morgana.
Yeah, kind of. When I said that, I was like, "Ah, shit!" I kind of, I think I said enough to say more, and I didn't mean to.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. Silver is just in his mind curious on why she was so curious about my artificer ways. But I'm not
I
gonna
was
bring it
about
up.
to respond if you brought it up. I was ready to respond if Silver did bring it up, but I was aware that you might keep it inside.
I like to keep my hands tight to my chest. My card hand close to my chest. So yeah.
So, you all finish up your required stay in either fort, are eventually gathered back up with the governess's carts. There really only appears to be one more left, who appears to be Madame Jinleia, who specifically waited to tell you all goodbye and also remind the governess that she's owed a favor for helping in the incarceration of the warlock, as well as testifying to them that she saw the evidence. Just kind of political favor things are happening between them. As the Madame gets in her cart and starts to head off, yours is the last one in the depot, as the governess informs you that in the morning the warlock will be executed, drawn in magic blocking chains to the block and executed publicly. And they'll no longer be alive. I don't know what I was going for in that sense. Just that the execution is carrying forward. They got their approval.
They'll be unalive.
Yeah. Just lets you know that things are working out. And that after, in the morning, as it's getting towards the evening, and she doesn't want to start the trek at night. In the morning, you all are starting your trek back to Moonwatch.
Yep.
And Morgana, as you volunteer, I'm sure they have their own executioner, but
Dang.
I appreciate the zeal. You were saying, Silver?
Yeah. Oh no, I was just gonna say in the morning I'll be handing her her decked out magic weapon maul giant hammer.
Cool.
Big hammer. What have you done to
You
it?
see a lot of it's a +1 weapon now.
Ooh.
A +1 magic weapon.
Yep, that's gonna be prime focus.
Nice.
The only reason she used the longsword was for the +1. And fighting things that were resistant to non-magic.
So what are you doing with your +1 longsword?
If anyone wants to take it, she would hand it over.
Does anyone use his long swords here?
I think I could
Technically
use one.
speaking, Carrie has a sword. Although broken and a great sword.
I can technically use it. But if it's bad enough where I have to get involved in melee.
Morgana can just hold on to it and then, if need be, get a shield and
I mean,
go more defensive.
how much is a +1 sword worth? Maybe you could, I don't know. Hold on to it for
+1
now, but
+1 shield's
Yeah.
132 to pair with it, it looks like.
yeah. Why not sell the sword, get the shield?
Well, if I sell the sword, what's the point? The point of keeping the
Wait,
longsword is to pair it with the shield.
was it
hold
a warhammer or a maul?
A maul.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was a warhammer. Come on.
You said the actual magic item is a +1 longsword, yes?
Yes.
Let me check something real quick.
Versatile.
What do you call it?
It is versatile.
Versatile means you can use one or two hands. I think he's looking more for finesse.
Light finesse.
Light means offhand. Finesse means dex. I don't like that chuckle. I don't like that chortle.
I like that turtle. And that toast.
Keep it for now. I'm sure we can have a use for it later.
Are you gonna? Were you checking if? I don't know if I should say, but I think I know what you were checking.
Go on.
Were
I
you
assure
checking
you
to see
you're
which?
wrong.
Were you checking to see which undead could wield it? And more proficient.
No.
Okay.
The answer is skeletons.
Okay.
I mean,
Always
so
do it.
technically speaking, the way the stat blocks in 5e work is if it's not a player character and you give it something, you assume it's proficient with it, unless specifically stated otherwise.
Yeah. I more or less go off like, does this thing use heavy weapons in some other form? Yeah, they can probably use heavy weapons.
No, I was not looking as to what skeletons or zombies. It would be more useful on a zombie because zombies have a higher strength, whereas skeletons are more
Should I
dex-based.
be concerned?
Probably.
Yeah, we'll cross it. I guess we'll burn that bridge when we get there.
Don't worry, you'll notice it when it goes through something's back.
Don't mind me. I'm just going to look up.
Catapult. I don't know. We'll find out.
Or I could just be screwing with you.
That is also very likely.
I like all the weapons.
You all are able to get your inn. I'll say the governess covers it because I don't remember what I charged you for it, and I don't want to have to go through hunting things again. Your inn's covered for the night. As a special thank you. And you all wake up the next morning. Do you all want to go to the execution?
Yes.
Yes, gotta make sure it's done.
Yep.
Fairly early in the morning, still when there's dew on the ground, you all watch in a very small crowd because of the hour. An executioner walk up with Vicera Adder, place her head on the block, draw out his great axe, and after a priest reads her rights and may the gods have mercy on her soul. The bound and gagged Vicera closes her eyes and axe into the block as you see the head rolls off into a basket.
And see roll to hit though.
Natural 20.
How much damage?
And he smote. Oh god, he's a paladin. And Daryl, as soon as her head is liberated from her shoulders, you feel a jolt run up your spine.
Horrible acts, but like
And you have this. Roll me a D100, and Daryl. 51. You felt something could have happened when she died. And you feel like you got up to the precipice of it, but you're not sure what it was, and it didn't happen. But it felt like a good thing. Almost felt like you got an extra charge once she died, and then you've gone back down to normal. And Giasa confirms that as soon as she dies, there's a fifth less poison with her father's condition. Just, you have confirmed through every means you can that that was her, and that's what you needed to have happen. And then they take her body and head off the stage where they did the execution, and it's brought into a building to be buried. I will say... Oh good, I don't have to edit it. It does begin to storm after she dies.
I think you got a storm coming.
Honey, you got a big storm coming.
Red lightning arcing in the clouds, gradually overtaken as it becomes light blue, and the storm continues to roil overhead all day. And this spreads. I mean, you all will travel all day today, and you still will not escape the storm.
Connor, I have a question about about the execution just before we leave and is that about our way?
Okay.
Zonkiri would follow them wherever it is that they're taking the body.
Mm-hmm.
And just straight up offer to buy both of her hands for 30 gold.
Oh no.
I want him
Really?
I want him to have a trench coat and just underneath. You want a hand?
The
hand?
The executioner and the priest look at you and they ask why.
Zonkiri just stands there as Karen Thor's hand crawls out from under his robe, crawls across his chest, and crawls on the other side of his robe.
Decidedly not. The priest then...
I'll just go when you're not looking.
The priest then does the equivalence of like crossing his chest to his god and then leaves. And as soon as the door closes, the executioner goes, "Make it 50.
Or he could just take your hands.
We
Take
just
that into consideration, did you?
We're just going to burn a body. Make it 50 and make it quick. Come on."
Man's got a vorpal axe. Be careful.
Mm-hmm. All right, Zonkiri will...
You should have brought Morgana with you. Could have kept it at 30.
All right, I hand him over a bunch of gold and then 20 electrum pieces.
What an asshole.
Good. Wait a minute. I hate that.
That's only 10 more. Let's see. Oh, okay, so you pay him the 50 though, right? Or
Yeah, I have one coin left to my name. It is one piece of electrum.
He takes it up. He throws the coins in his bag and takes out a small blade nearby. You're in kind of like crematorium and like body prepping area. Takes a sharp blade and just whack whack. Here you go. Pleasure doing business. Here's both her hands. He then tosses her body into the fire. Would you like a souvenir thing? As he opens up the snake lady's head.
Jesus.
Have I misread your vibe?
Sorry, I thought we were vibing.
I thought we had a moment.
You gonna do anything with her feet?
He looks over at the body he just tossed in the fire. No.
Yeah. No, I think this is good for now. Pleasure doing business with you.
Oh Lord,
Cool.
I cannot believe I just heard he wanted this woman's feet. It's your fault on the fucking Elden Ring running team. You did this.
And then he Kobe's the head into the fire.
God.
I would just like to inform everybody that an alternate version of the crawling claw is called the stomping foot.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh dear God.
But she only has one soul. Can't you only animate one limb?
No.
Interesting.
Grab someone else's soul.
Hold on. I can only make one living crawling claw. I
So
cannot
what
make
soul in half.
I cannot make multiple living ones. These are just undead crawling claws.
Interesting.
Made Dom play.
Give me an
play the
Arcana
Claw a
check
little longer.
for when you make those, by the way.
Hmm?
Wait, let me know when you go to make those. We'll have a spellcasting check, rather, about how they turn out. So, you will watch her get executed and begin to get your preparations for the trip ahead. I'm assuming you all have bought rations and such for the 2-week journey.
Assuming, you say.
Assuming
Am I
that's a
incorrectly
strong,
assuming?
a strong word you have there. Let's see. I have 15 rations on me.
I have enough food.
I have 6 rations left, it looks like. I'll go buy a few.
Rations are
I'll
5
go-
silver apiece.
5 silver apiece, so 2. 10. I'm gonna buy 5 for a gold.
That's not how that works. Wait,
Yes, Connor.
if it's 1 is 5 silver, and you put
Oh, I thought you
forth-
said 2 silver.
no.
I thought. Why you?
If Sydney has 5 apples,
Let's see here.
it's a half a gold per ration.
Oh,
2.
then I'll buy. Then I'll just take 4 for 2 gold. Yeah.
There you go.
I'll go get 10 ration, so 5 gold.
Yep. We're getting there.
I will do the same.
Okay.
Nerf.
Oh wait, you said it's 2 weeks?
Yeah, I can get the actual number here in a sec. It is. I'll actually just go ahead and move you all to the world map because I have to be there. Each dot's a day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 days. So.
Oh yeah.
Yo, this colossal
also-
donkey cart's on the map.
Yeah.
Oh. That is also barring in case you all get stuck somewhere for a day. It's 12 days if you have no breaks. And if you all don't have anything that speeds you up.
Okay, I'll have 16, so yeah.
So, you all start out on the first days of travel. You all are still moving at 40 miles per day. At the top, I've got the cart position still. Feel free to shuffle about. The governess will ask that over these first few days, she would like to have a one-on-one meeting with you all at separate times.
Oh, interesting.
Starting with, I'm going to roll for whoever she starts with.
Thank
Let's see.
God.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Roll d6.
1, 2, 3.
Silver.
No.
Hello.
Yeah.
No.
Ew.
Or you kind of
Robo. I forget her name. Morgana. There we go.
You just call my character Robo?
Oh.
What the fuck?
Hey,
Damn.
don't talk
Connor.
about my girlfriend like that.
Cancel on Twitter. Cancel him.
No, Elon's got my back now.
Fuck that guy.
You are
Elon making
douche.
I
robots
just wanted
and
to make a
shit.
joke. Look, man, you're up first. Anyway, the governess will tell you that she wants to talk to you all individually. And the first person she'll ask to join her will be Morgana. She will invite you
Robo?
into the carriage.
Oh,
Morgana will have no reason to decline. Just walk right in.
Yep, she'll close the door and lock it,
Heard
and
you've
you will
been
be
used
discussing.
for-
Since it's your talk day, since you're talking with her first, would you roll me the d20, Shane, for today's event? If there is one.
Hey, double the usual.
Oh.
What? Okay, so yeah, nothing happens today, so this is just going to be a regular travel day. So, as you're speaking to her, inside the carriage, once it closes, you see there's immediately the locking mechanisms re-engage as soon as the door's closed again. It's not very much larger on the inside than is the outside, but you do see that there's a little bit of space stretching. It's just a little bit roomier than it would normally be. No, he's chartering away back on his own, Andario. The governess no longer needs to try and impress him for votes, so she told him, "Get your own." While you're sitting there, you see that next to her, on what looks like it would be the arm, like in the position where the armrest on a car would be, there seems to be some sort of mechanism with 3 large emeralds, as well as some sort of circuitry-looking wire inlay coming out from them, all leading to a few glass, almost bottles that seem to have been placed neck down into it, filled with some reagents. As well as there appears to be a button on the side, as well as some sort of switch in her hand that she keeps pressed. He says, "So, I wanted to talk to your group about a certain opportunity that has been approved." You somebody say something? Nope, moving on. She continues. "I did not reveal it till now, but one of the large pieces of legislation I'm trying to put forward is a specific kind of magic that I have done thorough research on, called archaeomancy, rather. It is an old form of magic, native to ancient peoples that has since been mostly forgotten. I think it would give us an edge over our international competitors and will better protect us against growing threats on the continent. A majority, thanks to you all, of the representatives agreed with me, and though staunchly opposed by Freywick and a few others who allied themselves with Freywick, it is all in all receiving some motion. Once I return to Moonwatch, I'll be sending out information to these representatives in their cities on how to implement these kinds of rituals. I wanted to offer one of those instruction manuals to your group. But the reason I wanted to talk individually," she kind of leans forward a little bit more, "is I want to know more about who you are before I can hand off a weapon like that. So, Morgana, tell me, who are you?"
It's gotta be the worst person.
Mhm.
It's gotta be the worst person in the
You
group.
want to
to
cast
ask that
magic?
question.
You want to do magic?
Not even the magic part. Asking who are you?
Yeah, there's about 2 people that question's not going to go over well for.
She blows some smoke in her face, turns into a caterpillar. Who are you?
She has
Morgana will
questions.
sit there. She will kind of just freeze for a moment, glance down towards the ground, eyes adjusting. We do not know specifics, but we are a machine life form known as Warforged, created by Aegis. We have no connections to Aegis, as we were awakened within a destroyed facility. We have found our way out of said facility and wandered through the area around us until we are able to find civilization. Aside from our origin, we are what would be called a defender type. We focus on defending allies from outside threats and assisting them whenever possible. We have mechanisms within us. One, our primary function, Violence Protocol, engages us to activate a battle mode that allows us to take considerable damage. as well as enhance our ability in combat.
Morgana, what would you do? Sorry, I got thrown by chat things. I suddenly saw Eustace from Courage the Cowardly Dog and my world was rocked.
Red dog!
Like, I see the hat now on the head and it
Yep.
gave me a pause.
Yep.
Morgana pulls out the mall. I'm getting me mullet!
Oh god. That was good. I'm gonna give you inspiration for that in the session.
They hated him for he told the truth.
Why are you booing me? I'm right.
Anyway, she asks her second question. If you could have anything you wanted, what would it be? And what would you be willing to do to get it?
Morgana's eyes kind of zoom in and zoom out, looking like no broken eye contact or anything. Directive. And then a moment of glancing down and then looking back at her. Anything.
Interesting. Zoom, zoom. You right over a rock for a second. Morgana, you are not unintelligent, so I'll share with you my thoughts, as I've grown to trust you all enough. What I would be offering you is something that could very much reshape a lot of lives. Do you trust yourself and everyone in your party with that kind of power?
After a moment, we do not consider what allies do with their power. When they are our allies, we are designated to protect them, depending on their category. We will assist them as they request, or as they need. Were we to get this power, thanks for a moment, strength and power justify purpose. The ones capable of doing things are able to do them.
I think I've got what I need from you. Thank you so much, Morgana. Would you send when you head out, send another person of your group in. Preferably not the rat. He looked like he was having a medical emergency.
Do you have a preference?
For this next one, don't pick on Kiri. Give me anyone else.
Edward Watson. Anything but that. I need alcohol for that one.
We understand. And she'll stand up. Probably bonking her head on the roof.
Yeah. You all on the front of the cart get a little concerned in a second as you feel the cart like jostle as she hits her head. Oh wait, Morgana's in there. Oh.
Hope she didn't punch our employer.
A little more than a jostle on that one.
The cab driver there next to you, Silver, just kind of like his eyes widen. He says nothing.
It's a joke.
It's very funny.
It's so funny.
Well, I suppose Morgana will just open the door before we even stop.
Yeah.
Considering that her She's been given the task. And she'll just fling herself out. Her hand. Katira's got a high enough passive.
Oh
You'll
yeah.
notice Morgana's hand swinging around and grabbing your leg. And she just tilts her head over.
Katira would notice the hand swinging around. You could have a passive perception of 1 and you'd notice someone grabbing your fucking leg.
Around the
Didn't
world.
know if you were staring straight forward.
You would feel the hand on your
Oh
leg.
no, shit! I meant the swinging.
Yeah.
She also probably was
Well.
looking back because of the thud, at least for a second. But you
Very
grab
much,
her
yeah.
leg.
Lady Moonwatch would like to speak to you.
Very well.
And I'm
And she'll
assuming.
just hop out and just start walking.
Cool.
All right.
You do so, and Katira, you kind of slide in along the edge and come in and close the door. Similarly, you see it locked behind you, and notice all the things I said to Morgana. The slightly bigger on the inside, the battery, the suicide switch trigger she has, etc., etc., etc. You will see. Like it wasn't there before because Warforged, but there does appear to be a platter and a pitcher of something to drink that is on the other side of her, on the armrest position.
Interesting. Where did that come from? You wish to speak with me? One.
One sec.
All right, sorry about that. So you step in and see the pitcher of water with little lemon slices, and a small platter with like itty bitty sandwich slices and a few cookies.
Oh, not the itty bitty sandwich slices.
Like not even like when you slice a thing of white bread in half. Like it's a quarter for each one.
Yeah. It's a finger sandwich like
Yeah.
you have for tea. Yeah.
You step in.
Katira will sit. You asked to speak with me.
Yes, I wanted to speak to each of you all individually. I had a few questions I wanted to ask.
Of course.
Feel free to help yourself to the food as well. This is not an interrogation. I wanted to get a grip on everyone in this party.
Understandable.
There's something coming down the line that could be quite powerful and could be very abused in the wrong hands, and I want to see if your group is worthy to have a piece of it. So, with that, I want to ask you the first question. Who are you, Katira? What's your story?
A blank, my lady. Much of who I was is sealed away. It is returning slowly through meditation, but it was sealed away many centuries ago when I entered into service. There is little I remember, and what I do remember is fragmented at best. What I know of myself is I am a soldier. She leaves it at that, but she looks like she wants to be able to say more, but she doesn't have some more to say.
Interesting.
She regrets not being able to say more, is the better way to phrase it.
And your
She's not holding
meditations,
anything back, she just wants there to be more and there isn't.
you mentioned sealing away parts of yourself. I believe you've shown her your emblem, right?
Yes, the emblem of the matron, yes.
What's your view on the matron and her ravens? How do you view this core you served in?
She is a protector. The people that live on that planet and other nearby planets that are linked to it, I have been told, live in fear of the creatures we fight. She kind of rubs her fingers between her eyes, like between her eyebrows for a second. Uh, my apologies.
She just kind of stares
something
at you.
Something that has recently returned within the past few days.
I have another
I know
question.
that the cause I've served is just, and I admire what she does and what she stands for.
Is the justness of your cause why you fight? Do you do it of auspicion, or do you do it because you like the war?
I do not enjoy causing harm or bringing destruction. I am a soldier, but I am a protector. If there were another way to protect the innocent people, stop these creatures, I would take it first. But that way has not yet been found. And so we must fight.
Very interesting. I will say, when these sorts of magics get spread around, they should open gates for new possibilities that previously were undoable. Perhaps this is the avenue in which you find your solution.
Perhaps.
I think I have what I need to understand you. Feel free to take a sandwich with you.
Thank you.
Please send in another member of your party, besides the rat and Zonkiri. Any of the others.
Very well.
And as you are walking out, you see the tray does regenerate the sandwiches that you took.
Yeah. She takes one sandwich because she's like, I feel like this is what is polite. Kind of like when you're in the mess hall, you take the one serving.
Yeah. Some
take the
people do
one
that.
serving. When you're in the okay, but like when you're in the mess hall, like as a soldier, not a
Oh, yeah, definitely.
very different mess hall.
Oh yeah, I absolutely am like,
Very
you charge me this fucking much, I'm gonna get 7 servings if I want. But
no. The army mess hall
yeah,
would have been like,
I see what you mean.
you get the scoop and you move along, like in elementary.
Oh yeah,
school.
yeah.
So she takes the one sandwich. She goes out. If she sees someone immediately that is not the rat or Zonkiri, she would approach them. Otherwise, she would look for Andariel.
You are going to have to go to the other cart where everyone is, so you'll have your choice of anyone. So it sounds like
Then she'd go to Andariel.
okay. You. She also would have told you the name of the magic she's preparing is Archaeomancy.
Yeah.
And for the sake of things, you all have all heard me say the speech. She's going to give you that speech of the I want to know who you are and dive into the questions with you one by one. I don't see there's any need to do it, 5, 6 more times.
But my immersion.
First.
My immersion
I was
con.
gonna say, it's the two people that's like, who are you? We're like, we don't fucking know, man.
It's a good
I
question.
have no clue. I honestly, it would have been even funnier if we had more amnesiac people. She would have been like, how many fucking amnesiacs are there in this party?
It would have just looked like, did Zon Carey brainwash all of you? Do you need
Did you
help?
break out of an amnesiac ward in the hospital? Where are you from?
How could so many people not know who they are? Anyway,
So go
Andariel,
up to Andariel. I believe you are the next.
Okay. The next for what?
To speak with the lady.
Oh, okay. She'll make her way over there.
you sprint forward to catch up with the still moving carts and you hop in.
No, I use Misty Step just to
Oh.
appear on the step. Fuck that shit.
You do so and step in. Same as before, door closes, you see the bigger stuff, yada yada. Speech on wanted to know who you are. You're sat down next to the finger potato, or not finger, I was trying to say, yeah, the finger
Finger
sandwiches.
Yes.
My brain kept trying to say fingerling potatoes. And the governess asks you the first question that, Ondario Morgan, who are you? And why are you here?
I am a terrified young woman looking for safety.
Is that the only thing that drives you? Safety?
I like to protect people where I can. I like to learn.
But your fear dominates your curiosity.
I'm sure you've seen the way I act.
Mm-hmm. What is your goal? It sounds like safety, but I have a
I've
feeling
never
you have
particularly
something.
had a goal. My goal was to find a meal, find a place to sleep, find money.
Well,
Long-term goals aren't really my thing.
let me posit something to you. With the payout I give you, you could not have to work a day in your life again. You could find a small town and buy a house in full price, pay for your meals at a local tavern, and probably still have some gold left over when you die of old age. What do you do once you have that kind of money and security that comes with it?
I don't know. I've never really thought of it. I travel now with this group simply to stay close to someone. I don't want to leave them alone with the others.
What's your relationship with Abtha? How did you come to meet
He
him?
is the closest thing to a father I've ever had.
An odd descriptor for Abtha, you must understand.
You do not know him the way I do. Yes, he is grumpy and very short, but he is also very caring to those around him who need it. I needed it.
So why did you leave him? Did you no longer need him?
No, I still very much need him. He wanted me to go out and see more of the world for myself, to make something of myself, not to become him.
And how did you feel about that decision?
Pissed,
Why?
because I was perfectly happy.
Do you think you had already become everything you could be?
That is a trick statement. Once you become everything you could be, you can always become something else.
Well, then let me rephrase. Had you become everything you wanted to be, did you have any desire to become anything else?
I don't think I will ever become what I wanted to be. I want to be safe.
Safety comes with power. If you have
Someone
enough power.
tried to assassinate you, and you have plenty of power. I would not consider that safe.
True. But in the grand scheme
Power
of things,
breeds jealousy.
then
I don't want power. I don't want notoriety. I want safety. And in a world like ours, with what I am, there is no such thing as safety.
let's talk hypothetically.
I'm not a fan of hypotheticals.
Then I ask you humor me.
All right?
Let's say you find a way to give yourself safety and anonymity. What do you do after that? When you found your goal you've been hunting for all your life, what do you do next?
I have never thought that far forward because I know it will never happen. But for your hypothetical, I think I would find my mom. Take her with me. Find Lily, see if she would go with me.
What stops you from
And
contacting these people now?
I ruined my mother's life.
And did she tell you this? That you ruined her
No,
life?
I saw it.
How old were you when you left?
I was 13.
That's an awfully big decision for a 13-year-old to decide on.
My father attempted to kill me. The townspeople told her that she should stop caring for me because it'd be better if I was just dead.
And
I'm sure my mother's life is much easier now without me.
you could always check on that. There's ample services for scrying.
It's not a spell I know, and I am not interested in informing people where my mother is.
Fair. I just want to end with a question that I don't want you to tell me. I just want you to think of. When do you get to stop? When will you let yourself feel safe? That's all I want to leave you with. To think on.
I will retrieve silver for you.
Thank you.
You shouldn't have.
I want a gun. I am the gunman. I want to create a suit of armor around the world.
She'll get out and, hanging from the door, just yell up to Silver. Silver, she wishes to speak to you. Hop off and then hop back onto the back cart.
Oh, barrel roll.
I guess
If you
I'll
want me to do dex
go
checks, I'll do dex checks, but it will be funny.
I think it'll be funny, so yeah, let's do a dex check. Or acrobatics, as you're kind of like walking a tightrope along a little bit of metal on the side. Just trying to walk, and then... Okay. You walk and hop off, and you can't quite pull yourself up on the edge of the cart to the donkeys, and you realize, uh-oh, I should have planned ahead for my strength. As you're kind of like holding on to the spoke of the wheel, and like over the edge.
Karen.
Yep. There you go. There you go.
And
Can I try and grab at her?
Without even needing to check, you just kind of like grab her by the scruff of her collar and just...
She weighs under 100 pounds. She's easy to pick up.
Yeah, one-handed, just pulled up and over.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thumbs up.
Giasa, as Silver goes in, Giasa is going to speak to you. Just, wow, those were some questions, huh? Talking to you and Ariel.
What? I'm sorry.
You good?
I got sidetracked.
I said, as you're getting into a resting position, Jasa is going to speak to you. And just, wow, those were some questions, huh?
Yes. Sadly, I already know the answer. I
Oh.
never will be safe. So I will never get to stop.
I don't think
I
that's
will
true.
have rest when I die.
When we get done with all this mission for my dad, at the very least, you can come and live with me. You can be safe in our palace in the plane of air.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah. And it'll be such a hoot if somebody tries to come and hurt you. I'll literally rip them open with a tornado. Like,
Such.
I will keep that in mind.
and you're just gonna sit there and stew on the thoughts. As Silver, you enter in, see all the things everyone else saw, given the same spiel about archaeomancy that everyone else is given.
Mhm.
You're the one I don't know all that much about. You tend to blend into the background of your group. More vocal ones tend to give you cover. I'm very curious.
That's
Was
yeah.
that intentional? Was that just a happy accident?
I would say it is a happy accident. Or unhappy, depending on whatever scenarios they get you in.
I know that you all were once cursed and bound together. I have a grip on why some of them stay together, but why do you stay nearby? Surely you might be tempted to stay in Etherfort and take up work with the Artificers Guild, or at any number of magic item creators, apprentice at a wizard's tower, or even, find work on the northern satellite island of Inalari or Itherden. She gives you a bit of a look.
Someone just rang the doorbell on me. Be right back.
And
Yeah.
Silver immediately goes, "Oh, I have to go."
Barrel roll.
We'll pause for a second and let him deal with that. Oh god, now I'm gonna read chat things. God.
Read chat.
Do not reanimate order. This is what God intended for the Roll20 chat. And now checking other messages. I'm gonna go ahead and pause this till he gets back.
Fair.
Yep.
So we pick
Yes,
back
Silver's
up.
back.
We pick back up with you, Silver, as she asks you why you stay with the group and not just find work somewhere else. There's plenty of other places you could go. Why do you stay with them?
Well, it's a embarrassing question a bit. I'm not entirely for most of the group, not entirely sure. Yes, we were bound. And everyone seemed only connected just from being bound, but I kind of gained a camaraderie with some of them. Specifically, Andariel.
Oh.
She's the one that I connect to the most a bit.
In what way? Where do you connect
She
with her?
probably It's it's a weird tale, but and she would probably deny all of it if I ever said anything, but she reminds me of my father. Just a bit.
And your father's name?
Let me look that up because it's been several months since I've handed that to you.
You get a feeling as you're looking. She may already know, and is kind of like she made a coy comment about the northern satellite. I think I can pull it up on my notebook real quick. She made a coy comment about. No, I cannot. It's not.
Where did
that?
I know I have a document of it somewhere. Continue. I'll get it.
Yeah, she made a comment about the satellite island being. Why not go there? And kind of starting to hint that she might have picked up on where you're from and may already know who your parentage is, and she's giving you this talk as if she may know who you are already.
Let's see, is it this one that says silver?
Hear Jordan's hyena laugh upstairs.
Heard none of it, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
You're right, constantly.
Oh, yeah. John Vander.
John Vander. And he is a member of the Order of Eldritch Veers, correct?
Yes.
He wrote me a letter not too long ago.
Was it about my payment for the job?
No, actually, he made no comment about any payment for a job. Were you supposed to get paid for a job?
God damn it, Dad. Stinking edgelord.
He instead was asking me to help expedite matters to send you back to your home country. I have instead returned a letter that you were otherwise indisposed, and I was unable to get the information to you. You seem to have a very tight-knit family, one that cares about you. Why did you not take up over the family business, as it were? Did monster hunting put you off? Did you not have the stomach for it? Or rather, your group doesn't like being called monster hunters, right? They prefer arbiters or some other words of however they justify what they do.
My father never wanted me to be part of the order. I didn't want to be part of the order. And as for my mother, she's very young for me to. It would be my grandkids that would most likely inherit the inn we live in. And that left my aunt. My aunt, about the same age as I am now, was the one to go off, find her own purpose, and that purpose led her to where my mother lives now. I want to find my own purpose as well. Right now, I'm living without really living. I feel like just a background, shadow on a wall most of my life with them. All of them are great. My aunt could create a starship at the age of 13. My father was such a great thief and cunning man that he was picked for an order that he stole from. And as for my mother, she's Well, she's sugar in human form. I want to find out who I am, and I feel even though these bunch of misfits and weirdos are strange for me to be around, I feel like I could find my purpose with them. Especially with Undariel. Like I said, she reminds me so much of my father at times.
So you're in search of purpose. What are you willing to do to find that purpose? How many people are you willing to crush? To get ahead, to be the best. To make sure you'll follow your aunt's example. That your engine runs just a few seconds faster than the others. What are you willing to do to keep yourself ahead?
Nothing really. I wouldn't crush anybody's purpose if they don't clash with me completely, such as saboteur or anything. If they're better than me, then so be it. I'll see what my purpose. Something else could be my purpose, after all.
You know, you are so far the most well put together, emotionally stable one I've spoken to today.
Katira is emotionally stable because she doesn't have any emotions.
I would like
Can't
to
be unstable if there's nothing to
This
fall apart.
is,
I would like to cite the meltdown from
mean,
being left alone.
I mean, pretty much. And I am a normal person in a bunch of weirdos. After all, I guess that's probably why our group was called Weirdos.
Is that the name you all have stuck with? The Weirdos?
I mean,
I
I just want to know whether to keep an ear open for.
Yeah, I'm thinking everyone was fine with it when we were traveling out of Moonwatch. So I could make an acronym for it. Which pretty much I made an acronym for it if they ever wonder why we're called weirdos, but it's just mainly because we're all weird. Nothing more than that. Well, they're weird.
Well, I'll be sure to keep an ear open for the Weirdos, then.
Yes. The
Um,
wandering explorers investigating regional disturbances, disturbing origins. Weirdo.
It works.
Jesus,
Would
put
you
that
send,
on a poster.
Would you send Karen in?
Oh shit. You look outside the window, Karen's going over notes.
Okay, I'll do it.
Karen jumps off the cart down the hill. You'll never get me. Alright.
Yeah, I'll go down, tell Karen what's happening, and actually, isn't he the driver?
I am in fact
Go-
driving the cart. I was about to ask, could you take this from me, please? Please?
I guess who knows how to drive a cart? I could possibly fix an engine. I don't know how to work with animals.
I think Katira does. Katira? You could
She's on the other cart.
Yeah,
Well, you run over here, woman!
I can run over there and use
I think
my,
you're the only other one who can excise a modicum of wisdom. I
wise.
think that's a stat. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Do you have a proficiency with land vehicles?
no.
Give me an animal handling check.
I think that's what we did before.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh,
Hey,
No.
That's a
can,
5.
can,
We'll
guidance.
get in. No, too late. We'll go into what
God
that means
damn it.
later.
Guidance
Okay,
can't help me. The best guidance can give me is a 12.
But
The
the
thing
horses
about
like me.
okay, wait, guys. The thing about donkeys and horses, generally, when they're following another cart, you don't have to do anything. They'll just follow.
Yep,
But
and
these
with
are
an
magic
8, that was
donkeys.
not conveyed to Katira.
But these were magic donkeys, sir. Anyway, I
By the
guess
way, I
I
would
hadn't.
probably move to the back cart here, since there seems to be an open space now. So
I
if
guess
we're
okay.
wandering off, only Morgana is probably not going. Yeah.
I guess I. Oh right, this shit's moving.
I have a question just to be sure of something. This is all happening in the same day on like the same 40-mile trek, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
These are happening.
Morgana will offer to carry you to the cart.
Leave an old man some dignity. Uh. Okay. Yeah, fucking, he's just gonna try and. You know what he's gonna do? Haste! Jump!
So you haste yourself.
Yes, I'm like, alright, old man bones, yeah!
Okay. 1 round. You have 9 more rounds until haste ends naturally.
I'm just gonna, once I get in the car, I'm gonna let it end. Like, I just need to be able to get to that cart. Just like, huh! It jump down and then just like hyper run up to the cart door. And get on the stander.
You do, and as you're like vibrating, you close the door, sit down, and end the spell.
Yeah, just, okay. There we go.
That was quite a performance. It's then that you take in everything around you.
Oh, do you got air conditioning?
It is. There is a slight cool breeze that blows through the top of it.
Oh, that's very nice.
You wouldn't believe how hard that was to engineer.
Mm.
But anyway,
Mm.
she then goes into her spiel about archaeomancy, wanted to know who you all are, and asks you the question. Karen, who are you? Why are you here?
That's at the same time a not difficult question and a difficult question. On the surface, I'm just searching around for a solution to a problem of mine. The deeper issue is that I thought I knew, and now it's much, much more complicated as my internal compass has gone off the deep end. As people I thought I knew don't necessarily have my worldview at this point, as it has changed. And others who I don't know seem to have it better than that, but I don't know them. At the end of it, you were present when I mentioned the vampire, that my dire situation, political refugee.
I was also informed by a representative from Salt Hollow about the agreement you all had, and why I helped talk him down in his hesitations on why you had appeared. I helped assure him that it was chance.
I stuck to my agreement. I never claimed to be part of his entourage, and I did not approach him.
So, political refugee old man here, who
I don't
has
have.
caused a bit of a kerfuffle in my city involving a magic item and some
Yes,
hush-hush orders.
this is true.
What are you after, Can?
I'm trying to end something before the next generation has to deal with it.
And what are you willing to
I'm
do
in-
to get that?
Miss, I am old. I have at best 2 years left of my life. If it means all those who want safe being happy, carefree, living their best lives without being torn apart by some undead or monstrosity. I'm a blood cleric for a reason. I didn't exactly mesh up to the other domains under my goddess. So to answer your question is, there isn't anyone I won't.
So why do you stay with this group if you're trying to affect generational change? Do
He
they
kind of
offer you
chuckles
any
to
kind of help?
himself. Not yet. I like these people. They are... Some are misguided. Some are, of their own volition and admission, broken. But I see potential. I want them to succeed, and at that point, I might ask for a small favor in helping me with my issue. That's only the tertiary plan. If that doesn't come to fruition, it doesn't matter. At that point, I'll just shuffle off and find the next person who might be able to carry on my torch.
Do you
I'm
really
just an
have
old
no hope for
man.
yourself?
I've got vampires walking up to me telling me the gloves are off, madam. If I step away from this group, I die. That's it.
Interesting. And do you feel like you can adequately protect the item you carry in your possession? Oh, you can do that, Zonkiri, yeah.
No.
Oh.
No.
He's talking out of game.
Oh. Okay. Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct.
Is your question
You're
again?
wrong. She's asking, do you think you can keep what you have safe? Do you really think you can be trusted with a powerful item like you have?
He kind of mulls that one over for a second. Unless I'm killed outright, yes.
And what if you are killed and they loot it off you? Can you sleep at night knowing that at any time there's the chance they take what you have and turn into some twisted, horrible machination for evil?
At that point, I am within the custody of I believe Mortis. I am just using the tools at my command. And to answer the other part of your question, no. Sleeping at night has been difficult for me. I constantly worry. I constantly fret. Because while I'm not scared of death outright, I am scared of the consequences.
If there could be another way, what would you do if you could... How would you go about making sure that you can use this item for your good, and not let it fall into the wrong hands?
How would I go about it? I can think of 3 ways. First, use the object myself and bludgeon the highest tier vampire I can get at, hopefully toppling their structure or along the way, which isn't going to work. 2, pass along to the next person who can. 3, use it as a backbone to this very group itself, as that will keep it safe and myself until I can let myself die.
Interesting. I think I've got a read on you. Yeah. I think your rat is still having an aneurysm, so can you please send in Zonkiri?
Oh,
Wow,
you
if it
mean
wasn't for the aneurysm.
That's right.
Oh, you mean Det? He's right here in my pocket. See?
Dad is foaming in the mouth while Neural's cart splinter. The foot.
Oh, I know what happened.
Oh.
What
Somebody-
happened to him?
Somebody put out rat poison in the castle.
Is that what happened?
More stuff.
It is now.
Perhaps Dat found this toxic material and he thought, I bet I can use this in my mutations. And then poured rat poison into his mutation vials and drank it.
Oh, Dat.
Card. Yeah, alright. I will come out of the cart. I will also take a sandwich. Because he's hungry.
As you pick it up, he twirls a finger and it like a folded piece of paper. It magically folds into a full sandwich.
Thank you. He will
It's incredibly
chomp
high
sandwich,
calories, though. It's a side effect of the magic.
Well, see, that's good. Haste burns a lot of calories. And he casts haste on himself again.
Alright.
And he bum rushes over to Zenkiri. Your turn.
Oh.
As soon as you turn away from Zakira, you see Katira trying to get the horses and the donkeys to go back in a straight line.
I forgot to mention, as you were going, you felt the donkeys run up and smack into the back of the cart because Katira was holding the reins and not knowing that she should just let them do their thing, tried to steer them, and they got excited and had run into the cart and are now
All right. So, knowing Clyde and Beatrice, that's their names now.
Okay, you've named them. Good. Now I can kill them.
Yes. He's going to cure wounds on their poor little heads, pat, and he's going to take the reins from Katira.
Thank you.
I'm just imagining Karen skipping backwards, hasted with a sandwich in his mouth.
I'm still
smelling
hasted.
Just cure wounds, just easy children.
And then I would like to attempt to fix this fuck up.
Give me an animal handling check at advantage because these animals love you.
I'm also using guidance because I don't think I actually have land vehicles either. So yep.
Or animal handling, yeah.
Behold wisdom.
Yeah, you good with a D4. Clyde and Beatrice fall back in line, and now they're trotting in sync.
Easy.
Imagine you take a little piece of a corner of the bread on your sandwich and let them each nibble on it.
I give them some sandwich.
And just clop, 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 clop. The happiest donkeys you ever seen. One he's, the other haws. It's like a Disney film.
One is the other haws.
What if you were two sphinxes? Sorry.
One of them only hees, and the other one only tells haws.
Zankira, you finally... how do you get up to the cart, by the way? Because I feel like everybody's had their plan to catch up.
Zonkiri will cast Minor Illusion to create a normal volume voice next to the head of the driver of the cart up front. And just tell him to stop the cart.
He does so. Clyde and Beatrice also hit the brakes.
Who's it, bird? Who's you good joking?
He. Oh.
Oh, Clyde, you will never change.
Zonkiri stands up in the cart for a second as two of the skeletons that are following the party rush forward with a plank of wood between them, and he just
my god
steps onto the plank of wood as the skeletons slowly cart him over to the other door.
Why do I imagine one of the skeletons with the clarinet is playing? Yep.
Morgana will add to the regalness and do the thing where she offers to help you into the cart. Because I imagine.
My lord.
You step over and step in. The door closes behind Zonkiri.
Channel divinity,
as it's
fall
closing,
off your skeletons.
As it's closing, he waves his hand again. The voice next to the driver goes, "Continue."
Continue.
And you all pick up again. Zonkiri, Please, have a seat. You sit down and see the interior as everyone else had seen it.
Governess Cromwell, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I don't want to beat around the bush. We both know that I'm talking to the most capable person in your party currently. I would be right not to trust you with power. You don't disagree, do you?
Not at all. Though you'd be even more of a fool to not.
Yes. Which is why I would like to make an offer. Coming down the line is something very important to me. An old form of magic that has been reworked, has been most of my life's work. I hesitate to think of the monstrosities you could create if given unfettered access. I am also not simple enough to believe that you would not somehow find your way into possessing the materials. So I'd like to buy your pacifism off of you. Zonkiri, correct me where I'm wrong. What does it take to buy your allegiance? Or at least your apathy towards us in Moonwatch? Currently, there's an old fort that has recently been cleared out. Previous owner decided to move off continent. Business propositions weren't working out as well here as they could other places, and they decided to move. I could throw it in under the guise of it being part of the bonus for your party, but only you and I will truly know that it was the payoff. To keep your ire off my city-state and allow me to do what I've been working on.
Keep. It's a rather interesting proposition. I assume it's located near Moonwatch.
Not too close, but not too far. About an hour and a half's trek outside of the city limits. Far enough to where your experiments would be out of most of the public's eye, but not so far that traveling to town would be a hassle. And close enough that, should we need to call on you, you would be nearby.
East, west, or south?
Southwest.
You offer me a fort southwest of your city. To fill to my desire, my companions, the creations that you know I'm going to create in exchange for an armistice of sorts.
Yes. I want it to be
Very,
known. Oh, what did you say?
very interesting. You offer it in a location that not only would, as you say, we be able to assist each other, but any invading forces would naturally have to conspire with my abominations, as you call them. If it were anyone else, I would perhaps be insulted, but well, that just gives me all the more material to work with now, doesn't it?
She nods.
Well, as far as buying my loyalty goes, you cannot afford that. I highly doubt there is anyone in this world who can afford that, or any of the other worlds here. My apathy, on the other hand, comes fairly cheap. Leave me to my devices, and you will have no issue with me. Stand in my way, Well, I won't be so apathetic.
All I ask is that you keep your machinations pointed away from Moonwatch.
I'll agree to your deal. It would be best to have a good working relationship with
Of course.
a nearby city, especially one so considerate of my needs and desires.
It was a pleasure coming across this deal. When we get to Moonwatch, I want to be very clear. You and I had the same conversation I had with everyone else. I asked you who you were, what you did, what you want, what you're willing to do, and I got satisfactory answers. You and I both know there's very little you wouldn't do for your goals. You are very driven.
But aren't you curious as to what those goals are?
I know better than to ask someone with a tentative treaty what their business is. And I'm sure you'll find it convenient at some point to ask for help in those goals. And you'll find a way to my ear. Somehow.
I like you.
It is refreshing to be able to take off the public face. Still kind of rocking in the cart as it goes. I'll have the key
Yes, it
delivered
does.
to you all, and as I said, should you need any assistance with things, you have a friend in high places.
I look forward to continue working with you. You have a deal. And Zonkiri holds his hand out, and if any of you have seen Princess and the Frog,
Bum 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 bum.
Yeah.
Or,
bum bum bum.
has
Are you
been-
ready?
or Has Been Hotel,
Yeah.
you know the scene I'm talking about.
God damn.
Yep.
Why are you just Alistair? No story.
She reaches her
God.
hand out and grabs it,
Green fire erupts from his hand.
and she says, "There is one more secret to come out in the coming days." And she whispers it to you, and I'm going to message it to you. Hang on.
Cool.
I want to know that secret.
I want to
We
know
all
deal.
want to know that secret. It's all about whether or not he decides to tell us.
But the lore, Connor, I don't know the lore, so I'm not going to be interested.
Mm-hmm.
Secrets, man.
Secrets in my good D&D game?
And my good Christian D&D.
Can I have a macro, Connor?
I would like to point something out.
Yeah,
If anyone took notice of a post I made, I don't know whether it was yesterday or the day before that, of a particular kind of creature that I was talking about true polymorphing into. The name of the ability I was talking about there was called Pact of Suffering, so I find it very...
And sent.
Well, I'm no longer interested. I don't know the lore.
Won't you shake a horse in his hands?
No, get fucked. Your hand is dirty. COVID.
At you.
You're gonna have to remind me what the first two words of that are talking about, because it's been 3 weeks.
It's no one you've met, but it was said offhand in reference to this individual. I can message you more about it later if you'd like.
Hers or someone else's?
Hers.
Hers. Okay, cool.
So, as you step out of the cart, Zonkiri,
Brings it to a stop. Back on the palanquin. What?
carry
Back
back
on the cart.
over. I will. Let's see. Normally we go to Do we normally go to midnight EST? I'm getting fucked up because I swapped time zones. Or do we stop at 11?
Normally, stop at
We
midnight.
normally don't stop now.
Okay.
Still really early.
Yeah, I was going to have us have
Yeah.
a break really early as we've been playing for 3 hours. I am going to have us have a small break as you all finish up the last day's or your first day's travel. We'll make it 2 days because there's a lot happening there. Let's have a 15-minute, 15, 20, maybe 25-minute break, and we'll come back here after that.
All right.
And let me get the list of
Sorry, you're gonna do
stuff.
what?
You're gonna shard us back up?
Yes.
I need to
And-
conjure more pants.
Oh
Maybe.
my god.
So as we sharp
Hold
back
on.
up,
Wait.
I've already started the recording again, Liv.
I need everyone to look at the picture of the bear I just posted in meme storage.
That's how I sleep.
Nerf. Yep.
Let's
Sometimes
see.
That's the sleep position you get after you keep rolling back and forth and you just give up.
That man is living his best life.
Good for him.
That is the lack of willpower. Anyway,
Good for
Connor.
him. Yeah.
As we pick back up after I went ahead and added an extra day from that talk because it was a large part of the session, we pick up as you all have finished your watches as you've done before. No issues before. I think I am going to switch up our music just a little bit, though.
Yeah, I feel like I'm about to get to say, respect from Kasturg, bitch. Wake up.
Pop. Let's see.
I count to 1 hole in the orc. 2 holes in the orc.
I think this might be what I'm looking for. Let me see.
Who are you,
soul?
Connor?
No, I didn't.
What is your goals?
If you want one of those, I've got a few to spare.
No,
Yours don't count, they're used.
they can't be chewed on,
Gently
sir.
used.
Bullshit. He has them. They are not gently used. Those are fucking rental car souls.
Oh god. I'm imagining a reanimated corpse like, this is my seventh body. I keep getting brought back after I'm totaled. Just
Damn, Snoopy.
The funny part is that's actually true. When Zonkiri animates like dead, if it's a corpse, he'll animate it as a zombie because you can only animate humanoid corpses as a zombie. Or you can only animate zombies from humanoid corpses. But if the zombie dies, he gets rid of the flesh and animates as a skeleton because all you need it to animate a skeleton is just a pile of bones. It doesn't have to be from humanoid. So he actually does do that.
I long for true death. Oh god.
Back to work.
Would somebody like to roll me the d20 for today's travel day? 6. Alrighty.
Nice.
You know, if we add up all our numbers, we might break double digits.
Yee!
Just did. It
Let's
was a
see.
6 and a 4. There's 10.
Position 15. Travel table. And you rolled a... I've already pressed a 6. Okay, yet another nothing happens. The stormy weather has carried out, and I'll say the lightning that you noticed arcing through that was replacing the red ones still continues out to today, just that light blue. Excuse me. It's awfully breezy. It's just moderately temperatured, very windy. I'll say there's not much precipitation, just a whole lot of wind whipping around for this day. As far as watches go, would you all like to do a fast watch or a slow watch? Would you like a reminder on what those mean?
I remember what they mean. I'm
Well,
good
is
at
all the checks fast as one check?
Yeah, one person at advantage or everybody in sequence over their time.
Like big chick.
Big chick.
like big check, and I can
Big
outlaw.
check, I guess.
Give
Yeah, the
orc a
brothers
big
can't
chick.
deny.
Hey.
Who wants to give big chick?
I think normally
Or
it's Katira or Karen. One of you has. I think Karen has the best perception, but she has the best passive. And
I do have the best.
I think it's a 1 point difference either way.
Big orc check roll now. Yes, yes.
Are we gonna use the
Oh.
thing over here?
Yeah, I just remembered the watches table exists. Karen does have a 7. Katir has a 6. Yeah, we all
I
are
will.
perceptive.
Katira can also take 2 watches.
Were you all doing the everyone's watch or just one person at advantage?
I vote for one person watch to advantage.
Depends on how long you want travel to last,
No,
I guess.
everyone else seems to have abstained. I will take the.
Advantage.
Yes.
Yay.
Roll 13.
Okay.
Don't worry. There's only 3 holes in me now.
Karen, you are kept up in the night for your watch. As you're taking it, you are enraptured by the light show of the storm that has lasted for 2 days
Council's command.
and is still going strong.
Mhm.
Just you see the flashes of lightning in the clouds, and it's like a light show. You see it
I
all.
would also like to remind you, I am cycling through with the light charges.
Mhm.
So
I'm still his
have some,
partner on that turn right.
And
13. Yeah, advantage for 13.
as you
Yes.
continue to watch, just you feel the hairs on your arms stand up.
Oh god damn it.
That feeling of being watched returns to you, but in lieu of the anxiety of being hunted, you feel like something's watching over you right now. Lightning strikes in the distance, and you just see flashes left and right. Normally, you would be scared of a storm that's raging this hard. You feel oddly calm, as if the air itself around you has your back. And that concludes that night's watch, but you don't notice anything interesting with 13
Okay.
besides that.
Alright.
And I'm sure you relay that your feelings about it in small talk to your party members.
If he relays it, I will ask Giasa about it.
Yes.
Well, you know all that energy that they've been stealing from my dad, right? It's got to go somewhere when they die. And you just feel her kind of tilt your head up with the storm. It's gradually leaking back towards us, but for now, technically, watch this. You see lightning strikes the mountain. That was me!
That's neat.
I don't know how much longer it'll last, but just a little
Do
bit more.
Sankiri.
I think I've got to wait like an hour or so before I can strike again.
She'll chuckle about after saying it, not being serious.
Okay. Dave, go ahead and give me that D100.
Alright.
I would actually like to remind you that there was one you wanted to.
15.
I'd like to remind you that there was a certain.
Oh no, I remember. This is the new one. She's not sure if she's ready for that.
Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure. Is that you knew of it.
Well,
So
I'm very well aware.
So you feel the hot wire and you decide not enough. So let me pull up the wheel.
Maybe next time.
I'll leave this music because it feels very fitting.
Very Diablo 2.
Especially because that's not gonna leave her mind, but the feeling of being startled might go away.
I was pretty sure there was a surprise on the wheel somewhere.
There is.
Shocked,
Surprised,
dismayed.
stunned, confused, amazed, overcome, and moved.
Oh, surprise of the whole thing. Not the actual wedge. If you want to do the wedge, let me know. But which of those do you think is better representative of what you were feeling with the shock? Overcome, moved, amazed, etc. That second row.
I mean, dismayed is not so much of it, but stunned and shocked probably because it came out of nowhere, I guess.
We'll go with stunned.
Alright.
This memory comes to you As a bit of a surprise, a bit of breaking up from the last time you had these thoughts and feelings. You find yourself fishing on a dock. It's a nice, warm morning. You see the fog over the pond water. You think you've got a bite, and you're trying to reel it in, trying to make fish, get it and ready for lunch. And you hear from behind you a surprise as you feel yourself being pushed in.
Why?
I thought it'd be funny.
I mean, it's a little funny.
She extends her hand down to help you out. Do you try
Oh,
and
she
get out,
does?
or do you to pull her in?
No, I pull her in.
Similarly, now you're both covered in murky pond water. Just, oh, I guess that's fair. Ugh.
I mean, you had to know I'd try it.
Yeah, I kind of did. I don't think we're gonna catch any fish here, though. Not after
No,
this.
not anymore.
But
They're very scared away at this point.
we can dry off, and we can make a trip to the market and see what they have. I
That
know
works
it's
for me.
not today's plan normally, but, you know, spice of life and all that.
That is certainly one word for it.
Come on, let's dry off before we get pneumonia. I'm not nursing you back to health if you get sick. It gives you a wink.
I wink back at her.
And you wake up with that kind of a pleasant shock. Just both in the memory and as you're waking up that you've gotten a brief reprieve from
Like, oh good. It was a nice memory.
yeah.
Maybe I was happy.
And then a few minutes later you start to remember the live wire you avoided leaning in on.
Yep.
And you look down and just another hairline crack on your
Gotta
your
get
medallion.
moving on that one.
Ever so slightly. You still can't quite make out whatever is in the middle of it. Whatever object that you saw the silhouette of. You still can't quite make out what it is, but you're getting closer. With the more cracks, it somehow becomes less foggy.
Huh.
It's odd, that's not how cracks work, but
It is very not how cracks work.
it happens nonetheless. So, the next day, as we're getting ready, specifically, I'm going to change the weather to stormy, but temperature-wise and everything else is still fine. Who would like to go? Somebody go ahead and roll me the d20 for today.
Yeah! 13. It counts the commands!
I think that's a thing. It is a thing.
Friday the 13th. Yay!
You all. I'm actually going to narrate this from the perspective of Karen, because you.
No.
So for today, the horses on the governess's cart are feeling tired, and they have you take the lead with your donkeys for a little bit.
Bone Beatrice. Bone, kick it up.
And as you're clopping away, you hear as you see a pack of hunting dogs cuts across the front of you, as you see what appears to be a large creature of prey. It looks almost like a rabbit, but with some sort of horns coming out the front, just
Open
booking it.
finger.
A jackassalope.
Just booking it in front of you, and you see just just probably 6-7 hunting dogs, all just.
Will you allow me to do the honors for the dogs?
What are you doing to the dogs?
The pork.
The Borks.
Oh, by all means.
Blessed. Anyway,
That's all I could have wanted.
what a bike.
Oh.
Your mic absorbed all of that.
No, he wouldn't have found out until
No.
I posted it. No.
Oh.
You see them cut across, and you see a tired, bugbear old man just. Sorry. And he's hobbling forward into the woods with his rifle shouldered after his dog's hunting whatever that thing was that cut across you all. Do you all stop to try and help him or anything, or do you just continue on your way?
Do you need help, sir?
Those dogs are fast, and I'm quite old.
I understand. Karen immediately nods sagely. I understand.
Katira will look at Morgana. Should we go?
Is it anybody who could grab the dogs? You did see that there's like a really long leashes attached to him that have seemingly come free of his hand and are just kind of like smacking against the ground.
I can't. How many, Connor? How many dogs are there?
Like 7.
Shit. Hang on.
Katira and Morgana can take this. We're the speedy ones. Katira will go when she hears that it's not like join the hunt. It's just get the dogs. She's like, oh yes, of course. Retrieve the dogs. Easy.
Well, I don't know about one of the dogs, but I need 6 of them to make me a wisdom saving throw.
1 I think 2, 3 succeed. No, they're probably minus.
Well,
Let's
fuck
see.
me then. My DC right now is 16.
Let me just see what I mastiff.
At most.
I think a dog's wisdom's like a 0.
I'm pulling up a mastiff stat block to look at it. They have a wisdom of +1.
Okay.
Animals
So,
tend to actually have pretty high wisdom.
Yeah, I knew it could have a good
So
wisdom.
you get
I just
3 of them,
was faking
Karen.
it.
Half of them go to
Mm.
row.
Roar. Me.
And the others
Me.
take off ahead. The slow ones are moving it, 30 feet around because they're dashing, and that's all they're doing, and you all are able to catch those fairly quickly. And there are 4 more hounds just chasing a jackalope that just keeps running for its life.
Katira, with her 45 movement speed, goes after the 4 fast ones.
Oh, if you do Step of the Wind or you just dash, you catch up to them with no problem.
How far away is the jackalope?
It keeps doubling back and like trying to lose them by bobbing and weaving. It's
Okay.
probably within 100 feet of you all for most of it.
You're just gonna hunt it for them?
Fire.
I mean, I guess.
You'll see it pop in the bushes, and then suddenly all the dogs dive into it.
Nerf.
You see one of them comes back with its neck in its hands, and you see there's just like blown to smithereens from
Well, that worked
a
some
lot.
way, I suppose.
And just barking at the bugbears. Grabs their...
I could have done something else that was much easier. I could have just used sleep.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
He grabs the collars of the dogs and takes out a whistle and blows on it. I don't think anybody here is an animal race.
Dat
Dat.
Yeah,
Yep.
right.
You see Dat immediately starts squealing and writhing while laying down. Just
That little man is having a terrible trip.
while having this trip, he hears the dog whistle.
Yes.
Hey, Silver, you think you could remake this?
He's like clawing at the ground that he feels like he's
Remake
falling
what?
through.
A rat whistle. A dat whistle.
As he grabs you, thank you. So much for your help. I'd offer you the jackalope, but you see the dogs like ripping it apart.
What shitty hunting dogs?
He tossed it to him after it got blown up.
Oh, okay.
It was not it.
He did take off the antlers though. And, ready for you the arcane sort?
Turns to the turns to Voldemort.
Sort of.
I turn to Voldemort. There we go.
I've heard. I was hunting it for its horns. I've heard it's had good alchemical uses. Just gonna try and sell it in the market, but Here, you can have one. You can add one jackalope horn to your inventory.
Here's a jackass little horn. Here you go.
That is kind of you. Thank you.
Of course. And I thank you all for helping me catch the dogs. If they'd kept going and chasing this creature far off, I may not have seen them again, so I appreciate it. I'll make sure to bring my grandson with me next time I do this so he can chase after them. Oh god, my bones! And you see he starts to, like, hobble back into the woods with his dogs.
Karen understands this truth.
And
Can
Daryl's
I-
just gonna watch him walk away and go, "Those are some of the worst trained hunting dogs I've ever seen in my life."
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. But when he's bringing over the bones, Karen will pat the guy on the shoulder. I understand your suffering.
You see his like back hunch like goes upright 2 notches.
You've got 8 hours. Here's an extra 5 years.
You're a saint.
I am old. I understand.
It's a nod of solidarity.
His neck pops, so does mine.
Yeah. Ah, we're back. And that wraps up.
And just in case we do get in a fight, the other 8 is on me and one's on, I guess, Buckets and here.
Okay.
Actually, no. And Daryl. She is
you
not
all
helping
make
me.
it to the point where you can stay in an inn in Steelwood for the day. Is there anything you all wanted to do with Steelwood people?
Steeler wood.
Cool. If not, we can just move on to the next day.
Onward!
I want to find that one guard that told me not to wander into the forest.
Why
I
should
don't
I not
even
wander?
remember that guard.
Huh?
I don't even remember that guard, Shane.
It was in Morgana's backstory when she got to Steelwood the first time, and she was leaving. The guard was like, "Hey, you probably shouldn't go that way by yourself," and she just ignored it and kept going.
Sure.
But when
We'll
we
say he
came back
happens to be
to
at the same
Steelwood
post.
to pick up the guy,
We'll say he's at the
we
gate.
saw him again, and she was just staring at him.
We'll say he's at the gate again, and he sees you approach. Just gives you a look. Did you want to do anything to him?
No, she just stares at him and waves at him.
He waves back. Cool.
Do you know him?
Morgana will just turn towards Andariel, straight face. No.
You see the guards
I
having the
just
same
walked
conversation with
past her.
him. Going, do you know her? Not at all, man. Yes.
And then she'll just walk past Andariel like nothing happened.
And that rounds you all out at Steelwood.
Zonkiri would like to inquire/investigate about what the heck this horn is used for, or try to figure it out.
One of the basic things it can be used for is to make a potion of jump or long strider. This generally has like movement-based magic with it. It's very good. It's usually used for potions. If you're really good with stuff, you might be able to make an enchanted item with it, but generally, potion that somehow ties into movement. The higher the level spell, the harder the DC to make it. So, you could technically make a potion of haste where we have a much higher DC. Cool. There's a fly in my room. Damn. I landed on my PC and I didn't want to smack it because it was right next to my mic. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
I just saw my voice connector dip down to red for a second, and I had flashbacks. Cool. We're back up to green. Anxiety relieved.
Back down to red.
Would somebody roll me the next d20 for the next day's trick?
Do it or I'll do it. I'll roll a 1 again. I swear I'm a G.
Oh.
Yeah!
Why
Oh.
the fuck would you say that?
Oh.
Yes!
You twat!
My power.
Let's go.
Once again, still stormy. Specifically for this one, it's very windy out today. Enough where
It's fucking windy.
you hit that level of wind where like just kind of like as you're walking, sometimes the wind will pick up and like you'll take an extra half step and you're just kind of like off put that you just got shoved by the wind. You all are about halfway through your day as you start to hear whistling. Katir, what's your passive again?
21.
How familiar are you with is Katir with the natural disaster signs?
Oh, god damn it.
I mean,
Do you think she's ever seen a tornado before?
I'm going to message you the answer because I don't think I can say it out loud.
Connor, while she's typing to you, I would also like to it's not 21, but my passive is 17. I would also like to point out Karen is intimately acquainted with blizzards, if that's any way at all, in terms of the sound.
It's fucking windy, but
It's fucking windy.
Someone post it.
Someone post it.
obligatory posting.
Where are we posting?
Windy.
The it fucking Wimby meme.
Here's a new one.
A new one?
A new one.
It's not as good.
Yeah, it's not as good.
Where's the fox?
Trying to
What
find
is this shit?
somebody not have the fox windy. Crime. There
you
he
go.
is. It fucking windy. Why can't I?
Fucking windy.
I think this is what. This is what I'm looking for.
Oh, yeah.
Let me cue it up.
Oh yeah.
And
It's all coming together.
Oh yeah. It's all coming.
Vicera has a
Alright.
stroke if you try and queue multiple things. So I'm just gonna have her
Alright.
leave and play a new one.
I miss Ajax.
Our son was truly a great man.
And then they murdered him out back.
No, Ma. He's my music bot. I'll do it.
Bang!
We made it canon that Ajax Doomstag had a child named Vicera.
Good.
Oh.
Good.
As a nod to the music box changing.
I insisted.
Oh, Liv, I'm saying specifically, you're having.
You're a grandmother. To a robot.
Vicera starts. I don't know. What would you do? What do you do with that when you're out in the open in the middle of?
You
Yeah.
hunker down in a fucking ditch, woman. That's what you do with a tornado.
Speaking of which, it's kind of then, as you all look behind, I want someone like comically to just turn and go, Twister! Just,
Don't
You
you,
do
dare
see
bring
a-
up that fucking movie to
No,
me.
unfortunately.
Don't you dare reference that movie.
there is a tornado crossing your path. I need a
Oh,
survival
God damn
check
it.
to identify a place to try and hunker down. As, and
Actually, Andariel's just gonna ask the evil mage, Zankiri, if he can make us a dome. Quickly.
Instinctively.
can you fit all the horses and carts in there?
I suppose you could
I'm more worried about our survival than the horses.
I put my hands around Clyde and Beach's ears. Don't you say that.
It's now that you all start to see branches starting to fly off trees and leaves being picked off.
I don't suppose you can ask, what was her name, Giasa, about this?
I kind of already did, and she never
Oh.
responded, so I don't think
Well,
I can get a hold of her right now.
Well, shit.
You haven't tried yet.
Yes, I did.
Look and check, Connor. Stare.
Oh, Connor just saw it.
It's almost as if you should tell with your mouth.
Roll me a...
People were talking, and I was trying not to be rude, like you guys always tell me I am when I interrupt people.
Give me a
Be
spellcasting
rude.
check. As she's
Be
going to
angry.
try. So just a straight charisma check. An 11.
Oh, hang on. Charisma card, anyone? Eh?
Let me see.
Eh?
Let me see.
This might be important.
think-
I like our rides.
Nope.
Ow.
No card.
I only have strength and constitution.
I've only got strength and reactions and actions.
I've only got strength and reaction.
Damn shit.
I have strength and wisdom.
We all have a fucking strength card.
I have an auto crit and a +5. Would a 16 help?
I have a reaction and an ent.
One way to find out, Liv. Do you want to burn it?
16's better than an 11. I don't know.
I know, I'm gonna burn it.
So it's a 16?
Yeah.
So, and Dario, as you're focusing out, you're trying to, like, bend, and, like, you're trying to, at first you're trying to just dismiss this tornado. And you also can't
Deflect.
quite do that. But she can
Shit.
help you steer it, and you will watch, with a 16, this tornado starts to come towards you, and it veers off. Roll me a D100 for the direction it goes, Norman.
I can't believe Giasa turned this thing into a Beyblade.
So it does not go towards Steelwood. It
Oh,
instead goes towards the uninhabited zones.
just send it toward that strange.
Send it
castle.
right to Steelwood, so next time we
Please
visit...
tell me
like,
Lady
Vernon-
Cromwell seen me do that shit.
She does poke her eyes out and see you just storm bend. Oh,
Damn, Storm, you got.
I just think of Star Killer trying to turn the Star Destroyer.
Damn, look at those Mambochlorians. I refuse to use that word correctly ever.
and you see just arcs of lightning shooting between Andariel's hair as it starts to light up, static electricity-wise. Her arm, her synthetic arm, just lightning arcing all across it.
You know, she
You
really
see
does give
lightning
us,
arcs up the tornado as well as it just veers away.
he does give off Sith energy, I will admit.
Until you will see it.
For the first time ever, you guys will see Andariel really happy and surprised. And if any of you used to play Street Fighter 2 and saw Chun-Li win and she does that little jumpy happy thing, Andariel is currently doing that.
Adorable.
I've never seen Street Fighter 2 do that. I have seen Jackie Chan do that.
Everyone
when
stands
he
up and
cosplayed
claps.
as Chun-Li.
Yeah.
Every
Everyone.
creature around you just kind of unanimously goes, "It's
Nice.
It's a pretty neat trick." Just... All in all, you do see that the storm starts to abate now, and it's going down to a natural storm. I think the last of whatever energy was released has been absorbed now. And that concludes that day.
If you were out here, Giasa, I'd give you a hug.
I'll
Hug the ring.
hold on to that coupon for when I see you.
Connor, write that down.
Oh, Gios is writing it down in her diary.
Aw.
She is owed one hug.
And Dariel said she'd give me a hug.
I intend to hold her to that. No takesy backsies.
And then to hold her to me in a hug.
Heart, heart, skull, skull. Gios is weird.
Also written in Primordial.
Oh yeah, classically trained and everything. Liv, I messaged you.
Yeah.
What happened? My daughter was talking to me, so I missed everything.
Don't worry about it.
You're now held into contract again by your very same patron. To
Your
keep the
patron
fucking
has added a condition to your deal that you owe her one hug. Because you
Oh,
said
I
you'd
see,
give her
okay.
one.
Okay.
What are you all doing as this is dismissing? I'm assuming all eyes are on Dario.
Not getting torn the fuck up by a tornado. I see. D6
Well,
is
that was exciting. That was a plot twist.
Oh, your
You just
heckling
do,
was
like-
almost paid off.
You just made a essentially level 7th level spell, Jugas. I'm proud.
Clever workaround.
Hey, think you can do that again? I have an idea.
Turn it around, send it to across to Aetherfort.
Send it all the way to Freywick, baby. Just clear them out. Every city must fall.
Send it to Steelwood. I can check if that guard's alive after that.
There's a word such as collateral damage. I think we need to update your firmware.
So, that concludes that day as you all are focused on that and don't really notice anything else of interest. Besides, of course, the storm gets back to a
Aaron
normal
is
level.
several shades lighter. He's holding a box for some reason. All right, but still.
The next D20. Hopefully not another one.
Someone else want to opt in. Oh, silver.
An
Get
18.
him.
You beat me to it.
Got him.
Let's see, 18.
2 tornadoes.
Coming in, forming an X.
They hit each other. You hear the Beyblade thing.
It rolls over an oil rig and lights on fire.
Which person?
Picks up a few
Oil.
Sorry.
Going off yours, since yours was first.
It rolls over the ocean too. It's
The
full of
flaming
sharks.
Sharknado. With an 18.
A good name for a gay bar.
The flaming Sharknado. Honestly, I'd go.
I knew it.
Just to see what it's like. How many of you have been through a planar portal before? Been through a portal that crosses planes?
Nope.
Oh, well, at least I don't know.
Yes, Zankiri,
I think
you
the
count.
only person here is Zankiri.
Planet.
Zankiri, pretty
Yes,
much.
crossing planets
Does the lucid
Then
space?
yes.
Oh, then yes. Does lucid space count?
planets through a portal specifically. Lucid space.
Okay.
I think
This is
Katira
space would
would've,
kind of-
yeah.
I'll say everybody's kind of there. Everybody roll me just a straight D20 to see if you sense something.
Oh,
A
shit.
Straight what?
D20.
Straight what?
Shut up.
Straight
D20,
D20. Nope. No.
I don't. That's twice.
Nope.
To GM, what the?
12
And
does not-
Ariel's still just riding her high.
I'll
from
roll- I'll
fucking
roll it
moving a
again.
tornado.
Oh, still okay.
I'll open.
Okay.
Whichever one you
Gonna
want.
I was
probably
gonna go off
seize
the
it.
12. I was gonna go off the 12 year old to GM.
Okay. As just if you wanted me to do it. in
And
public.
just another no.
Yeah.
And
We're all very smart.
Zankiri, I think you're the only one left not to.
Oh, did I need to roll for this?
Yeah. You're the last one.
Everyone
You just need a
rolls.
15 or higher. You're the only one who notices. You feel the opening of a planar portal nearby.
How fitting.
One of those
What
temporary
direction?
ones. Just is like where, planar energies clash together and they open for a brief period. There's one open nearby.
Oh shit.
You're not quite sure where it is. 2 with a 16, but there's one just opened.
If only someone was the Horizon Walker class. This is literally their fucking job.
The one and only time that perk comes in handy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hmm. Everyone, stop the carts for a moment. Something's going on.
Beatrice, Clyde, come on.
All they come to a stop.
Portal just opened somewhere nearby. And sense it.
If we should ask
I
our
think
employer
this
to.
is not good.
Depends. Could be natural, could be artificial. Regardless, considering the current planar alignment as well as some some situations amongst the party.
Yes.
Side glance at Karen and Endariel.
I do kind of look at Endariel. Did
I didn't
Giasa
do
sense
it.
anything? Well, did Giasa sense anything?
Giasa?
Yeah.
Did you-
sorry.
Maybe.
Did you feel that?
Feel what?
Never
No,
mind.
you didn't. A portal opened somewhere around us. And,
Really?
yeah,
Where to?
no clue. We're gonna look.
We should know it was Planar.
Okay, be safe. Don't fall in.
It's to the airplane. Oh, hi.
Cause I'm free.
Morgana, Silver, the two of you mind staying with the carts and making sure that nothing harasses them.
Here's an idea. Let's ask our boss. Maybe she's got some high-level magic. Magic.
Nods. And takes out the maul. And is watching.
I take out my modified musket now.
Nice.
I go and I knock on our boss's door.
Yes.
There's been notice of a planar portal nearby. How do you want to proceed?
Does it feel as if it'll be permanent or temporary? Or
It
do you have
blipped
any
out.
inclination?
I turned towards Zankiri. It was temporary, right? Or is it still going?
Temporary. Could have been a naturally occurring portal, should close almost immediately. Could also have been a portal opening to summon something, and given what attacked us on our way here, I prefer checking it out.
That was my thoughts. Keep the carriages guarded. Please investigate the opening to this portal and identify if it has some relation to summons to affect us.
Yes.
Carry on.
All right. So who's staying and who's going?
And Dario will go investigate.
I propose Dat stays for obvious reasons.
Dad is currently has like an IV drip that you set up for him. He's
After eating rat poison, he would actually need that. It destroys your kidneys.
just normally it's weird. Dad looks cleaner, which for some reason makes you worried. He doesn't look as filthy as usual.
What if I lesser restore him? I don't do it on purpose. It's like, learn your lesson. Don't eat everything on the floor. I won't fix your problems that easy.
You're not that kind of Skaven.
He just keeps murmuring about something about a New York. You don't know what a York is, or why
What's-
there's a new one.
Oh, I know that word. It's pizza. It's this new funny food you find down in.
It keeps twitching, like a dog who's dreaming. And you see their legs twitch. He's doing that.
Just to fuck with him for no reason. I put an orange strip of cloth over his eyes. I can't you know.
Yeah.
I guess we spread out and try to locate the portal.
Okay, give me
Alright,
a either
Who's
an
staying
investigation
back?
check
Are we all?
or an arcana check. Investigation is just to look for signs around you of a portal. Arcana to kind of
sure I
identify
can't use-
specific phenomena.
Sure, I can't use perception.
Are we
sir.
all doing that? Or
Perception.
who actually
or
stayed
arcana.
behind?
Yeah.
Who's doing these rolls, boss?
Who's staying behind?
Morgana and Silver are watching the cart while that rat is having a drug-induced seizure.
And
Are y'all going as a group, or are we having the buddy system?
nice. I'll say between Andariel and Zankiri, as you are kind of staying within eyeshot of each other.
Sorry
Because
about
Andariel got one slightly higher, I'll say you notice it first. You see what it looks to be like a pond, but it has waves like the ocean rolling over it.
Ah, fuck.
It
A
strikes you
quick
as odd.
prestidigitation just to put a light up in the air above her, and she'll call out, "Over here!"
Ding! You see the little exclamation point, like a quest-giving NPC.
It's like I'm trembling over.
Kira immediately makes her way over.
What the hell? That's a pond,
What is it? Are you all right?
but it's moving.
I'm fine. I found that.
The water's looking deep and blue. Deeper than a pond should be. And it has waves. Ponds should not have waves.
Zankiri crouched down next to it, checking it, seeing if it's a
Walked up to it.
portal to a plane of water.
It appears to be correct. And if you stick your hand in or something in, it just keeps going down and down.
Is it stable?
For now.
Shit.
Perhaps a spike of elemental energy nearby caused some things to shift.
It was like a tornado being shifted.
And Dario, please.
What is up, dog?
I'm sorry, Connor.
I'm not even upset. I'm just a year off my life is now gone.
So
Okay, so we're at
I can. How
I'll
far?
Can you
say-
tell how
away
long
from-
this is going to last?
I'll say with
Zankiri?
Sankiri's Arcana check, I'll say it looks like it is temporary. It'll last maybe 48 hours.
Okay.
It also looks like the unstable kind that every time somebody passes through, it shortens the amount of time it's open.
Okay. Here, I'm going to use sending and use that to inform the boss of these circumstances as soon as Zankiri tells us say so.
You do
Yeah,
so. She responds, "Interesting. I have no use for it. It doesn't seem to be harmful. Thank you for investigating."
How far are we away from the parts?
Like 200 feet. Like
Okay, that's
200 feet. I think might be wrong. You're at the point where you're seeing them through the trees, and you can still see the cart, but you're still a ways away. You'd have to hope it to make it back there quickly.
okay. So
Decidedly off the path.
what do we want to do with this? Just go.
Trying to think if there's anything that would be in the plane of water.
Is elemental water worth anything more than regular water?
You could look inside. You could literally stick your head into the water
Yes.
and see if there's anything on the other side.
You know what? Sure. Karen, who's covered in red flags for some reason, is going to dip his head into the portal.
Technically speaking, the water from the plane of water is basically deionized water, so it is as pure water as you can get,
Mhm.
and would be extremely good for alchemy, sanitation.
What I'm hearing is Karen's getting the best drink of his life right now. 'Cause it's also drinking.
Actually, no, it'd be toxic to drink.
Never mind.
The thing about pure water is that the human body is designed to absorb nutrients through osmosis.
I
If
see.
you drink pure water, it's going to pull nutrients out of you.
Oh, my bones, but my nutritious bones less restoration. Anyway,
Can
So-
give me a perception check as you stick your head in.
oh, good. I want to see the shark coming for me. I look around with my special eyes.
With a 9,
Yeah, with my they're old. That's why they're special.
somebody had a wisdom check card. Did anybody want to use it? Or just want to let him die on his 9?
I ain't got it.
I turn to
That
the left.
ant.
I turn to the left.
I had
say
to strengthen con.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Oh,
I turn to my left. I say giant eye.
I'll give him the wisdom check because I'm having. I want to know what's on the other side. See if I can make use of it somehow.
You
Okay,
see
good.
Karen,
Yes?
as you're starting to like, I feel like the way this plays out funnily is Karen starts to drink as he hears Gary go, "Yes, make sure you don't drink any. It's highly toxic." As you have a mouthful, just and just that little sage advice, you just spit it out and look again. You see probably about 200 feet down what appears to be like a almost looks like a shipwreck, and you see a chest.
I will lightly bring out my head from the water. Look at everyone.
Now, what'd you see?
There's a chest down there, in what appears to be a shipwreck. I also think I saw a jar of dirt there.
I'll say also with a 26, you definitely feel some movement in the water besides the waves.
Something big enough to that I could sense movement was felt in there. So yes,
I have an idea. Anyone here particularly good at swimming?
Aaron shifts away from the water. You know, orcs are meant for a lot of things.
Not
Matt-
you.
I essentially sink,
DM.
and she holds up her arm.
Tira, how are you?
I
What a swimming DM.
I mean, you're like a peak athlete as a monk. You didn't spend much time in water on your other planet, but you are still physically fit, and I don't think it would take you long to try and figure it out.
If you go in, I can cast haste on you.
That's actually my idea. Katira, what's your speed?
45 feet.
45
could-
feet, doubled
bump-
from haste, halved because of the difficult terrain of not having swim speed. About 200 feet down, you can step of the wind as well as dash as a bonus action.
So it'd be
This
90
also implies she can get inside the chest.
She doesn't need to get inside the chest; she just needs to grab the chest.
That's
And bring
that's even more movement, not knockdown, in case it's heavy. We don't
In
know
water,
what's
it'll
in
be
it.
easy to
Okay,
move.
so that means that my minimum speed with the chest, I would go 45 feet around.
You forget our DM, sir.
And then hasted, you would be at 90 if you're step of the winding.
No, because if I use step of the wind,
As well as you can dash with your action on top of that.
right? And dash, yeah. So 90 would be, but 45 with the chest would be the least I could do in a round without step of the wind. I have a constitution modifier of 3, so that means I can hold my breath for 4 minutes.
I say we send Katira down, and I'll get a hypnotic pattern ready in case anything starts to harass her.
Okay.
Right before she goes down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, that is a good point. And I will also hit her with an enhanced ability.
Buffer before the red guys go.
I mean, basically, yeah.
I will take it.
Could we have we know it is now. We can go get Silver and everyone just come over here real quick in case he has any input.
Well, then wait, buff me.
Silver,
Yeah.
it's a
Test.
portal to the water plane. Are you an alchemist at all?
Silver was at the cart with.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot to. I can't make artificial water breathing snorkel right now.
Oh, hold on. I've also got this. As everyone's getting set up and people are getting like what spells they want ready, you see Zonkiri messing with a tree near the pond, and he's just got like his skeletons are like dumping ropes at his feet, and he's like hooking something to the tree.
Why don't we send a skeleton down first?
Because every time we send something through, the portal gets less stable.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. I'm more okay with losing a skeleton than Katira.
So, and with the grappling hook and the block and tackle, Zonkiri is going to hand the end of, and he had 4 50-foot long hempen ropes.
Mhm.
So, he's going to hand the end of the grappling hook to Katira. If you need help carrying the chest, hook this on there. We'll start drawing it up as soon as you give it a tug. That should relieve some of the weight.
That makes sense.
And
Okay.
Zonkiri, do you want advantage on dex, or do you want advantage on strength and then double your carry capacity?
Advantage on strength, double my carry capacity. Because strength is the one thing that I'm not. Strength and charisma are my not good. Even
Okay.
charisma is better than. Why did I do that? That
Also,
didn't make sense.
Connor, since they saw me stick my head through the portal, is it like can we see straight down and or is there like a sheen? Like, did they see my head disappear, or did they see it go into the water?
Where you stuck your head out, because you got a high perception, it looks as if there's some sort of rock structure out of the ground that almost looks like a club. If you took the handle of a club and placed it in the ground, it almost looks like there are holes drilled up in there, the head of the club, and in one of those holes, the portal has opened. So there's like a little tube that you would be swimming out of initially before you hit open water.
Okay.
So you would not have been seen.
Well, I'm making sure that what I'm asking is, did the party see my head after it went through the portal? Is it opaque
No.
or clear?
Not
Okay,
not hardly at all. Like it gets dark very
that
quickly.
Yeah, that was what I'm saying. Is it,
They would not have been
in
able to
terms of
see the tip of your nose.
Okay. That's what I want to know in case for targeting issues.
Yeah, you'd have to stick your. They'd have to be looking like stick their head in to see you.
Mm-hmm.
So, Are you all ready to do?
I think I'm ready. I
All
hope.
right.
Dick-
So
yeah, I went and got silver instead. You got anything?
What are we going? What are we trying to do?
We're shunting her into the water plane to go get loot.
Okay. Gotta.
Why not, right?
I mean, got a good means to go get her back up. I got enlarge. I can put it on Morgana, and she could reel her in.
Well,
Okay. Well, in case you gotta like attach thing to the that's good.
yeah.
Or more,
I can
or
always attach the chest to the grappling hook.
yeah, or you could do that with one of us too, because I think you can just rage for the advantage.
Yeah.
So,
All right, so
what
as
ability
soon
is
as you're
enhanced
ready,
with enhance ability?
Strength.
Strength.
Full strength.
Okay.
Yep, she
For
had
me.
Yeah.
yep, double her carry capacity, advantage on
on,
strength check.
on strength checks. I wish someone else had haste. I could give her resistance. I'll do haste.
Okay.
All
So
right, ready?
hasted, intellect, fortress, and enhance ability are going on you as she dives in, right?
Ooh, all right.
Yes.
Let's
Yep.
go.
She is glowing with an awesome power.
Let's go. All right. So I should have my full speed of 45 feet because I am hasted.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that should essentially cancel out the difficult terrain, but also cancel out the haste. So to get down there, I'm just gonna dash.
It also helps dex saving throws in your AC.
Nice. Oh, my AC is now 20.
Yes.
Oh, and you can use that extra action on your turn with haste to dash.
Yep, dash.
That's what, 135 feet around.
Yep.
And then you can
you're
step of the
hauling ass.
wind, do it to get there in one round, if you really
Pretty
want.
much.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. I have 6 key points.
So, Katira,
Sweet.
as you are stacked on with so much arcane energy, you take a deep breath in and you feel all the ki flowing through your body suddenly emboldened. You just kind of take a moment just to let yourself not be overcome with all the arcane flowing through you. And then you're ready to dive.
I was just in the water. I remember how this feels. Dive.
And as you do, you just kind of kick your feet and do a spin and like a drill, just
Go, Hawkman! Dive!
you launch to the seafloor.
The drill that will pierce the ocean.
You like smack against the sand and like spin and pivot down, do like a superhero landing underwater, and one hand on the chest. You look
Dope.
up, and you do see that there seems to be some sort of like whale-looking creature with an anglerfish frond on its front. Also appears to have like almost like a spider. It has a series of eyes that wrap around its side.
Gross.
Starts to turn to look towards you. And slowly
gonna
starts
go
drifting
for
down. The most off-putting
And
part, though, is that it has razor-sharp teeth as it's getting closer.
I figured if it had the anglerfish thing, it's a predator. I immediately hook the
Fucking-
grappling hook
Wait.
up on the chest and I go tug tug on the rope.
Kind of Finding
Hold
Nemo
on.
shit is this.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
You said it had an angler hook or an anglerfish decoy on the end of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the end of that decoy, is it a chest?
It would be funny, but no.
I'll miss you, Katira, but you've been bam fucking loosened.
Just bursting up through the sand. Just, I gotta imagine.
You'll never know Katira's backstory now.
Give me a strength check, Katira, as this thing appears to be... Something's holding it down still. Give me a strength check to just...
Well, so I put the grappling hook on it and tugged on the rope.
Then I need a strength check and advantage from everybody up top who's helping pull the rope up.
All right.
Because I see something coming towards me, so I'm like, you guys get this thing up. Let me get to the surface, and then I'll do
As
what I
I
can
see
to
the
pull it.
tug, I will
Or I'll,
cast
like,
enlarge.
Oh.
Yay!
So,
Who are you casting enlarge on? Yourself?
I'm casting it on the person with the best strength, which
Well-
is most likely Morgana.
Morgana. I mean, they have rage, but yeah. Right.
So, Morgana, give me your strength check at advantage because I think you have the highest strength. As
Can
you're
I assist?
heaving.
And
You
I
already
think
got
I have
advantage.
second most. Oh, yeah, fuck Mel. Yeah.
The DC is
Brain.
being lower because I'm assuming everyone's helping pull.
Yes.
yeah.
Eve.
Is Shane still here or is he AFK?
Shania?
Is my mic not working?
Oh, we can
Yeah,
hear you
yeah.
now.
Now it is.
It's
Oh,
going.
unlucky.
Yeah.
So, give me that strength check at advantage.
Yes.
Katira's plan, as she feels it up, she feels is safe, is to just push the chest up from the bottom, so that she is ascending with it.
Okay. You'd move it like half speed again because you'd be like trying to carry and not outpace the chest.
90 feet.
Just a propeller on the end of it, just pushing it. You did see as it's coming up, there seems to be like some skeletal hands that were holding onto it that get snapped off as if somebody was like hugging their treasure as they sunk.
Get robbed.
I'm poking at them with my quarterstaff. No, you don't. Bonk, bonk, bonk.
And with a natural 20, you see, Katira, the chain it moves faster than you were expecting. As you see, you all see enlarged Morgana just apparently activates tug protocol because it's flying. The whale is quite slow and is not able to get you within 12 seconds, which is about how long you spend down here. You will pull the chest free and just launching up like a dolphin, almost just breaking the water as Katira. And you see the portal, the edges of this pond are now no longer rippling.
Allow me. Haste.
Yeah. And Katira, I'll say the last thing you see as you're coming up is you see the whale eye looking up the hole at you all. And just...
Guiding bolt.
What? I got bamboozled? My treasure.
And you all do see some pulses of light, and not sticking your heads to it. You see some pulses of light coming up from there, the pond.
Oh, I just realized hypnotic pattern would be a really good thing for that thing to have at like the end of its.
Mhm.
Maybe it does. Let's not figure it out.
Let's not figure it out.
Judging by the pulsing yellow light that you see coming up from the portal, I think you all decide not to stick your heads back in.
Katira does not stick her head back in.
Karen needs
She
another
is-
red flag
Yeah,
to cover his
She
head.
is bringing pure unionized water out of her clothes.
You
You
Go
will
up to
get
the
a
chest.
prestidigitation bath to help dry you off.
hair dryer.
Thank you.
You all go over to the chest. It's not covered in sea barnacles or anything, but it is kind of just soaked and a little and ruined that way. A quick smash to the lock and it comes off. And inside of it, you find what appears to be a small, what looks to be a bag of some sort. It has almost looks like a knapsack. 2 bottles and a large blue sapphire with a faint glow pulsing in it,
Hang on, I see this. Oh.
as well as
Not-
some art objects that are strewed around. But those are the magic items.
Zunkiri will wave his hands as the 2 of the skeletons are like undoing the rigging, packing it up, and 2 of them will come over and like just grab hold of each side of the chest, start carting it off toward the cart.
The chest is definitely pretty much ruined. You'd have to do a lot of work to make it useful, but it's something.
It'll get the stuff to the cart where we can keep moving and identify the stuff.
Yeah.
Who has identified this time? Finally.
Woo!
Believe. Your time is now.
So yeah, I get what Silver and Zunkiri sit down and identify the stuff while we keep moving.
No identifies.
So
what you find-
I've got a better kind of spell for you.
You all do
Damn.
I
find.
can ritual cast this, so
Disrespectful spell.
You all find 200 gold pieces in it. That's across coinage. There's some silver, some copper, some gold. There's like 3 platinum, but it comes out to 200 gold pieces.
I'd rather just have it gold.
And
But-
mark it all as gold. You also see some art objects. Most of them seem to be ruined except for some of the metalwork. You see worth 25 gold pieces each. You see some embroidered silk handkerchief, 2 of them. A pair of engraved bone dice, silver ewer, copper chalice, and a gold locket. The gold
So-
locket appears to be shut. So 150 gold pieces worth of art objects. And then the magic items, things I know you've been waiting for. It is the blue sapphire is an elemental gem for the water plane.
No.
I know, it's almost like I have an appearance of them from every campaign. There's a potion of water breathing. There's
Stands to read.
there's a potion of greater healing, and a bag of holding.
Hey!
Is there anything in the bag of holding?
Do you open it?
Yes.
You hear swishing.
I do it over the side of the cart.
You invert the bag.
I look at the wizards. The wizard and the artificer. Am I doing it right?
Just be careful. Make sure it's pointed away from everyone.
I point away from the cart, off the cart, and I invert the bag.
Get off the cart too.
As he
Me.
does it, a geyser of water shoots out and knocks over a tree or two. It was
It
filled to the
shoots-
brim with water.
It shoots me out of the cart. It's like you see that one video where it's like the hover jet. Karen gets blasted off the fucking cart.
The bag of holding
What?
drops empty.
Back there.
I gotta do a dex to see if I can run and catch him. That seems pretty decent.
Yeah, slide tackle, catch Karen as his old man bones are about to shatter.
My hero.
Would you like me to carry that one as well? And then she'll look at Silver. You can shut this one off, I suppose?
We could do that.
Karen's now in life support right next to Dad.
If everyone's okay with that.
By all means.
No objection.
You're a fuchsia's mate.
Alright, so I have a real bag of holding now.
Go ahead and put the other bag of holding in and see what happens.
Nah, we're good.
Fill it with water again. That'll make a fantastic attack.
Anyone mind if I take the elemental gem?
By all
I have
means.
no objections.
What does it
Nick and
do?
Ice Golem.
Yeah.
It'll summon a water elemental when crushed.
Oh, then yeah.
I've heard it through the grapevine that in a world far away, they can be used to power a big ass submarine.
Morgana points at the potion of water breathing. We request this one.
Wait a minute.
I
Duh.
think you should get both of the potions, honestly.
Hold up.
Wait.
She
You
just
don't need
looks
to
around at
breathe
everyone after
underwater.
saying that. Did we succeed with humor?
Oh my god.
Why? It went over my head. What am I missing?
Karen.
Warforges don't need to breathe.
Just squinting.
Oh! Oh,
Karen,
yes,
Karen
yes, that's
switches out
fine.
his IV drip for a cope drip.
Wait, question, Connor.
Yes.
You said it was a blue sapphire?
Yeah. That's the water one, isn't it?
No, water's emerald. Blue sapphire is there.
Oh, that's stupid. It's the water one. It's an emerald
Okay.
then. It was meant to be the
Yeah,
water
no.
one. Yes.
Yeah, no, because water's green color, don't you know?
It's so
Have
silly.
you been? Have you been to
Out of
September?
any gem they could have chosen. Anyway.
It's almost like it's.
I mean,
bullshit.
there's a pink emerald.
Yeah, I just of all the colors they could have chosen, they're like, yeah, let's just take 2 blue gems and really confuse the hell out of everybody. But yeah, it's the water elemental one.
If only it was your setting and you could change the effects of spells.
No, just to spite you.
Yeah.
And we are now at a good stopping point as you all gather
Yeah.
your loot. You all start we'll pick up here as you all pick back up on the road and continue your trek towards Moonwatch. I will. Looking forward to next session. See y'all then.